All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, Carlos, I'm doing great. It's a beautiful sunny day here. I'm looking forward to some even better trading. So I'm hoping
Yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
be. Right. I got background music.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good.
Okay, excellent. All right, friends, let's take a look at what's happening with our gappers list. Oh, I gotta log in. Hold on. TradingTerminal.com. I click on that login button right there,
Go.
and we are in. There we go. TradingTerminal.com, friends. You can get your gap up and gap down list, and you can see what's happening. Again, a lot in the green side of things. This market, man, just keeps. I don't know, man. Just keeps going up.
And
It's insane.
yeah, and
Like
crazy
overall,
stuff.
yeah,
How many of you out there had followed Open yesterday that traded
yeah.
like 1.8 billion shares? Like I
That's
have never seen
wow.
that type of volume.
No, that's
1.8
that's the
billion.
most I've seen.
Oh, apparently we
That's
have no sound in the chat room. You didn't turn it on.
it's okay. They're not important. They don't need sound. They can
Hey,
read our lips. I'm not
that's
worried about
just
them.
for friends on YouTube. Just for you.
Just kidding. We love you guys. Let's turn it on here.
Well,
I
the-
forgot to hit the button. The B-52 aircraft military pilot forgot to turn on the ADBDS so people can see where they're at. So a Delta plane, Peter, almost crashed into a B-52 bomber over the last couple of days because
oh,
they didn't have their radar on. Uh,
oh,
so it's just insane. So yeah, just gotta hit these buttons, man. There's a checklist for a reason. I mean, I don't have a checklist. We're not responsible for lives. We're not flying a plane, but you have to follow the
apparently,
checklist. You know,
apparently,
so
yeah.
that's
But
important.
anyway,
Peter, you're
so
talking about open. Talk to us about open.
yeah, I was talking
1.9
about
billion
Open again.
shares
It
traded. Hmm.
just crazy. Like again, 1.8 billion shares traded yesterday. And I've never seen those numbers. We're already at 66 million shares this morning. This is memeing hard. So, yeah, I don't even know what to do with this. Like, it is a meme stock. We have not seen this really since GameStop. It's in play, and just because it's in play, like really, there's no sort of fundamental reason for it. Don't ask me for news. It became. I don't even know how. Anybody know how did this become like the meme stock? Well, I don't even. I'm not
It's a
sure how.
great name, open. I mean, it's
It's
the
open.
open market. Open. It's catchy.
Yeah.
Open door technology. I like it.
But I'm not sure why it's the one that's everybody decided to just go crazy with, but it is. And we have to keep in mind, just a few days ago, this was trading for well under a dollar, well under. And again, fun to watch, but I mean, I wasn't going to trade it yesterday. It's just not my thing. But there are those that did. I watched Jared take two trades on it in rapid succession, and he knew what he was looking for. He traded it very well and was able to manage the risk. So,
Yeah.
there's no reason not to if you have a plan.
I agree.
So,
But we all know Jared is in the closet low flow trader.
a low flow trader.
Yeah, he doesn't make any webinars about it, but he's in the closet about it. It's okay. He's a low flow trader. He's a good one. Although this is not a low flow stock, by the way, but I've seen Jared take many amazing low flow trades and do very well.
We
So
we need him to
he's
have the courage to be who he
come out,
is
man. Just come
openly
out
and
and
publicly.
do a
Yeah.
webinar.
We're
Show us your
here. We're
secrets
supporting you. We
on how
love
you're
you for
making
who you
money.
are.
You don't got to keep this to yourself. So, all right, friends, let's get over to our U.S. economic calendar. Show you what's happening for today, Peter. What's the latest and greatest on the news front?
It's pretty quiet. There's actually no data being released today. There seems to be a giant boondoggle. Banking conference going on. Is that a? Do you know what a boondoggle is, Carlos? Is that a
I'm gonna have to
common
Google
term?
that. No, I don't know what that
Oh,
is.
oh man, that's when you're going to a conference as a corporate executive, but really it's just you're going to play. You know, you get a couple
Oh,
nights in a
okay. Yep.
hotel. You're gonna drink hard. You're gonna party with your business friends.
Hopefully not the
It's
HR coordinator, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's an old term, but it's you're not you're going to work. I'm working anyway. So they're working at a financial conference. Maybe these banking conferences are more boring, but I gotta believe not. Anyways, so at this same conference, Chair is giving Powell is giving the opening remarks this morning. Not a surprise. You would sort of expect that as the Fed chair. And then the Vice Chair, Michelle Bowman, is moderating a panel later early this afternoon. So, I mean, we'll see what comes out of that. Sometimes you get these little snippets of, loose lips that suggest that maybe things aren't going to go as expected. That being said, there's been a lot of pressure, as we know, political pressure put by the sitting president on the Fed chair to, resign or leave his post, as well as, because he refuses to lower interest rates. The next rate announcement is expected will be happening on the 30th of July. So that's a week from tomorrow, I think. Yeah, a week from tomorrow. And right now, 95.3% of all analysts believe that the rates will remain unchanged. So right now, it seems that the common view is that the Fed is going to stay the course. They're still concerned about inflationary pressures on the economy, and as such, they would want to keep interest rates a little higher, right? So, a traditional viewpoint is that you keep interest rates higher, it helps manage inflation. I say traditional because there's a lot of debate as to whether that is actually cause and effect as much now as it used to be, and that the Fed could potentially safely reduce those interest rates and not sort of enable inflation. I don't know. I am no macroeconomist. I don't know, but whatever, it's and of course, yeah, as Steve is pointing out, the Fed chair does not set rates on his own. Absolutely not, right? It is done by a panel. I've got to imagine as head of that panel, you generally have a fair amount of influence over that panel, but it's the same way the president of the United States doesn't, create laws and do all this stuff, but you sort of have there's always a focus point. So,
Yep,
in any
absolutely.
event, we'll see what happens. Again, there's no expectation there's going to be anything coming out of this conference, but be ready for it. You never know. There's weird little rumors that can come out of things that the market has been fairly sensitive to. So, I feel like we're ready again for another announcement. Last week, there were some rumors of stuff, and that got the market moving a little bit. I think it's time for another tweet storm, or whatever we want to call it nowadays. Another social media frenzy. So
Yeah,
let's see. That's me.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Um, Peter, I'm being advised that it's 12:25, not 12:55 for the Fed Vice Chair Bauman. I mean, I don't know how much Bauman.
Let's see. Well, let's see. On one
12:25.
service I've got 1 p.m. On another one
Yeah.
I've got, you're right, 12:25. So
Okay.
I'm not sure. It could
Yeah.
be at any one of those times.
Now, again, unless you mentioned this before, unless they're saying something outrageous, the other Fed speakers don't really do a whole lot, right? It's really Powell that everybody cares about, but we'll see. Who knows?
Investing.com seems to say with confidence that it's happening at 1 o'clock, but anyways, look, it's around that time. Being that she's chairing a panel, it doesn't really matter the time it starts. Be ready anytime afternoon, because it
Got
could
it.
be early or late. Like, she's not speaking; she's just chairing a panel. But you never know;
Right,
she may
right.
be, drawn
There's
in
probably a
to
start
make
for the
some.
panel, and some people know
Yeah,
when he's actually speaking or not, but it could be just be ready for it. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
There might not be a
Now I
specific
think
time. Mm-hmm.
Powell is early. Powell should be speaking right now.
Okay.
So anyway,
All right.
that potentially is the more impactful one, but so far it is not.
Absolutely. All right, friends, let's take a look at this gap press list brought to you by tradingterminal.com. Again, a bunch of stuff on both sides now, getting a little more on the red side, but we do have plenty, as you can see, on the green side of things. A couple of low floats leading the way here. And yeah, we'll definitely see what's in it for today. So let's take a look at a couple of these. To start with, open. We've been talking about it's not on the list here, probably because the ATR for the last 14 days is not that high. Also, I believe I have my filter for tradingterminal.com to not show me anything under $5, so that's not going to show here, right? So, but we'll look at it. Obviously, in play. Again, I forget the float on this, Peter. I know Andrew mentioned it's not a low float. It's sitting somewhere a little bit higher. What is
No.
the float on this one? I don't
600,
have it handy.
635 million shares, roughly, in the
Okay.
float. So and I thought it was a low float, but anyways, it is not. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's trading like a low float. If you've got 600 million shares in your float, but you're trading a billion shares a day, or 1.8 billion like yesterday, it's going to act like a low float. So, yeah, you can absolutely treat it as such.
Yeah, yeah, agree. Will be on my secondary list today. Again, probably won't trade it, more entertainment purposes, but you never know. Let's see if anything pops up out of that. Next on here is going to be HTOO. It is up 163%. A penny stock, about 25 million shares float right now. Wow, look at this, man. From 539 over to 165. Hard to borrow with interactive brokers. Obviously, something happening with Fusion Fuel Green something. Peter, what's going on with this?
Yeah, they are out of Ireland, and they are a green energy company, Fusion Fuel Green PLC. And I am very happy to announce that they are actually making an investment in their own industry. And that just feels unusual because usually, Carlos, when we're talking about these things because they're on our list, it's because they've decided to invest in some sort of crypto treasury solution. But no, they're actually investing $30 million in hydrogen infrastructure investments. So, and because they are a provider of hydrogen solutions, it's good to see that they're actually investing in their own industry. So, um, I don't know. I've never seen this on the list. No idea how it's going to trade or how it's traded in the past. It was pretty dead until this morning when they made this announcement, and it actually looks okay right now. 8 million shares, so it's some good volume. Um, don't know what to expect out of it. It looks like it's had a rough run of it. It's just been going down and down for the last ever since it IPO'd. Oh
Yeah.
no, sorry. There's a lot more history. Oh yeah. So IPO'd in 2020, it looks like, and it looks like they've had a few splits based on the fact that you can go back to $1,000 prices, which I'm confident this stock never traded at $1,500. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just not good. All right, I'll leave this alone. Again, it is in play. Pre-market action. It's just got to be careful. 8.4 million shares traded. It is a lower flow, so be cautious. Next on here is going to be GVH. So if we look at GVH here, oh, daily looks messy. Look at this mess. Definitely some maybe reverse splits or maybe not. Maybe not. But we haven't seen a stock go from 300 to about $8 in a long time. This one's doing it here. I'm gonna go maybe some reversal splits, but again, not sure.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I mean, this is scary stuff. I want no parts of this. It's in play today up 24%, 4 million shares traded. And I don't like trading stocks that have had so many reversal splits. Peter, looks like a couple here.
Yesterday they actually just completed a reverse split, 1 for 200. That's pretty big. So if you take the current price, so what is this trading at? $9. Divide it by 200. This was trading at 4 cents, 4.5 cents. Just that to start the week. So yeah, I don't even know what to do with this. Carlos, I like other than to totally ignore it. I have no
Yeah,
interest.
this is garbage. This is pure garbage. So stay away from that stuff. That's a hard no, 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 no. I don't care what it does. When you have the, it's a trap. We have to get the meme. It's a trap.
It's
Like
a
the
trap.
guy, we need it because this is a trap. I'm not touching that. We'll leave this
Where's the
global
colonel? Oh,
Van
was it Admiral?
Holdings.
Admiral Akbar.
Yeah, we need to get the Admiral. I don't have him on a hotkey. We gotta get him set up here. So we'll get him going for the next time. All right, definitely not good. We'll leave that alone. LCFY, excuse me. This one also another low float, a million shares float on the list this morning, up 20%, 4.7 million shares traded. Man, this list is not looking good, man. I'm ready to skip to the good stuff. Another weird, garbagey type stock, Peter. Any actual news on this
I,
20% gap up?
is there something happening in Australia? Because we got a bunch of Australian companies that seem to be dotting our list here. So I don't know, the Locify Limited, internet content company out of Australia. Um, I don't even know why they're moving. I don't see any news. There's very few analysts covering this thing. Um, yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So I'd move on. You're on mute if you're talking at me.
Oh, here we are. The people are asking me to go back. They want me to go back, and they want me to roll the truck. So we have to do this. So the people want, got to give it the people want. Got to give them what they want. There's
Okay.
the truck. It's pure garbage.
Mm.
There it is. Special delivery. All right. That's for GVH. Let's move on down. LCFY is not too far from
Yeah.
that truck as well. Also garbage. Peter, let's hop over to TWG. Lower flow as well, sitting around 26 million shares. Flow also has had a rough couple of days here, going down all the way as high as 17. Something broke on the 17, went up as high as 15 and 60ish or so, and now dropping all the way down to 7 in the last couple of days. So something out of place here. This is Top Wealth.
Yeah.
It's not looking too wealthy here. There's nothing top about this.
No,
Top Wealth Group.
yeah, isn't it? To me, it's always a warning sign. If you get a company that calls themselves like, bestest product company, you're like you're immediately skeptical. So Top Wealth Group, they're probably going to take your money. I'm not sure. Anyways, this is a this is out of Hong Kong. They are a food distribution company. I don't know. Like they about 2 days ago, I think they completed a 1-for-90 reverse split share consolidation. So yeah, it's another one of these. These are just big consolidations. It's not 1-for-4, 1-for-5, one for
They're
90.
huge, man.
So same math, right? Take the current price, divide it by 90. That's what this was trading at. So, it was trading for 10 cents, a little bit less. You know,
How again?
there we go.
I need to educate myself a little bit
More
more.
garbage trucks.
More garbage truck. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. How are these companies able to do that? How are they able to do so many splits over and over again? Are people just dumping their money into the fire pit here? Like, how are they able to do that? I don't understand that. Doesn't make sense to me. But again, I just got to understand more. How are you just able to just keep reverse splitting your stock for so much? Another one that's not good, friends. Garbage. I'm gonna skip on it. Gonna move on to SBET, which is an actual company. It has actually been moving, and I've been keeping it on my list. I have not traded it, but it's been on my list. It's SBET, and I think they have more than 5 employees, and they're not top nothing. There's a Sharp Link Gaming, and again, Peter, great daily here, very active, 3.8 million shares traded, and it's looking good today. I'm gonna have it probably on my main list this morning. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little skeptical about these guys. This is like 2 days in a row they've released statements about how much money their treasury strategy is generating. So, if you remember, SharpLink has invested in an Ethereum treasury strategy. They're basically buying Ethereum coins, crypto, and they say we currently hold 360,807 ether and as a reserve asset, and it's already delivered, significant value. So, um, and I don't know. I mean, to me, it's a warning. If you start trumpeting, how much money you've made and how great it's going before you've cashed it in, this is putting all your eggs in one basket. It feels like you're setting yourself up for when this thing drops. You're gonna fall off the cliff. That being said, let's take advantage while we can. SBET is in play. It's got volume. It's actually been trading fairly decently. Um, yesterday probably not the best example, at least not early on, but once again, if you were patient and then waited and said, "Oh yeah, I see the sell off," and were able to jump in, you got a great downward move on it. So, I think it's worth watching. Is it
You,
just
you, you don't sound too convincing when you said that. It's like
well?
you're not convinced, but
Yeah,
you're on the
I'm
fence.
not, but
You're on the
I
fence.
this has been like the third or fourth day in a row when I've looked back at it, and I'm like, the moves have been decent once you get out of the open, right? But they've been usually to the short side. You can tell that based on the dailies.
Yeah.
So, and I do
Yeah.
like short plays. But I'm a little skeptical because now if you just look at the daily chart, it's dropped to a level that may be support unless it's going to go
Yeah.
back into this little gap that it set between 20 and 22 roughly. So, I mean, it's got room to go down, obviously, because there's like lots of if you just scroll back, there's lots of gapping happening on this chart, Carlos, on the daily. You just have to go
Yeah.
back. Yeah, see, we had that whole craziness, and so anything can happen in this type of range, right? Because there was so much gapping back in May, June. So, anyways, I just don't know. This one still feels like a risky low float. It's not, but that's in my brain. That's how I process it. So,
Yeah, yeah, I get it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's the daily has been much better than what this. I'm sorry, the intraday has been much better than what this chart shows. But you're right. It's at an area where it could be. It could be tough here. It could be tough. I'm gonna put it on the secondary just to see what happens. I did watch it yesterday. We'll see what takes place today. All right, friends. Let's head back to our gappers list. Again, we went through a couple here. Not a whole lot that came off of that. Looking at the next one here is Coles. We have any more retail traders? No, just Coles is on here today. KSS. I like the pop here, but it doesn't trade very well. Yeah, didn't expect this here, but it usually does not trade very well in the intraday. It looks like yesterday they had a nice little move up that looks to be continuing, Peter. So maybe some action this morning for Coles, which again I highly doubt it. We're gonna see anything great.
uh, yeah, I thought it was going to be earnings, but I wasn't looking at them for earnings. Um, why is this gapping? What's happening? Um, I don't know. If anybody has the news on this, let me know. I'm not seeing any sort of big news announcements. Um, I I don't know. Oh, what did they do here? There is an announcement that they are partnering with with Converse to for some exclusive brands at Kohl's going into the back to school season, which I guess is big for them, right? As kids got to look sharp going back to school. This do kids still do that? Do we still like dress the kids nice? Carlos, you would know better than me. Is that still a thing? Like I remember
Yeah.
going back to school, you always had to get a new wardrobe. You had to look sharp going back. I only ask because like I'm always disappointed when I go out with my wife for dinner and we go out to like a concert or a show, like even like we go to the National Arts Center where normally it used to be suit and tie if not tux. And people
Mm-hmm.
are rocking in shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm just like, can't you even dress up to go out to like the opera,
Yeah,
or a play?
things
Nobody
have
dresses up for
changed, man.
anything anymore.
No, things have
Yeah.
changed, and if
Yeah.
and it's so hard to get people that to come out there. If you block that, you could actually lose a lot of dollars. Like the way they
I
blocked.
know, but
Remember the way they blocked Andrew because of his shorts when we went to try to get into the club in Vegas. You know how much
yeah,
money they lost that night? They had no idea
yeah,
we're about to buy out that whole damn bar, and because he had
yeah,
his shorts, he couldn't get in. So
yeah.
you know,
But
you're lost.
I do have to say I got a little bit of a rant there on dress codes because I just do think that we lose something if you don't sort of have that nice
I
sense of
uh,
formality that you can. It's
100%.
it's good to dress up and be
Listen,
fancy.
I come from a household where my mom used to make me get dressed for every appointment. Doctors, dentists. I'm sitting there like I just came out of church. I mean, that's how we grew up, and dress up was a thing that you had to do no matter where you were going. So, yeah, you go to Walmart now and you can see what takes place. Not saying you have to dress up for Walmart, but look somewhat,
Yeah, like
approachable.
yeah, I have to say, my daughters like to remind me. So, anyways, just to digress for a second, my daughters love to remind me when I just had this knee-jerk reaction. It came out of my mouth before I thought about it. Where my daughter was going to go to Walmart to pick something up with her sister, and one was dressed, for going out or, fine. The other one was dressed in her pajamas and the Crocs. And I said, have some pride in yourself. I'm not, my child is not going out dressed like that. And, and they're like, Dad, calm down. Like it's just pajama bottoms or whatever, and we're just going out for a few minutes. And I just went on a whole rant, and I'm like, but I get it. People dress like that at Walmart. It's still wrong, in my opinion. I may be old. I don't care. It's wrong. Anyways.
Yeah, yeah. There's some places that still hold up their standards of like the opera. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
Let's do something there. All right, friends. Let's continue here. Let's continue what we got going on.
Hey,
Or
anyways.
go ahead, Peter. You're
I
not
was,
done. If you're not done, man, go for it. We got time.
we posted a picture. It just made me think. Tunde, you posted a picture of these guys in suits walking down the road there. It made me think. I saw this great video the other day about, they say, how to dress like old money. And I wonder if it's because of the new money, old money thing, right? Like new money, you're like, I don't care, man. I'll dress however I want, flip flops
Yeah,
and a t-shirt because I made $1 billion, trading. Oh, anyways, but it's funny because when you actually think about it, you see somebody dressed like, you can sort of tell old money right away, right? Just that formality of the
yeah.
dress, crisp white shirt, nice blazer. There's, it just speaks to quality and
Yeah.
self-respect, and I
Well,
don't know.
they're not
Anyways,
wearing Crocs. I'd say that much.
no.
They're not
Anyways,
doing that.
all right. Let's get back to stocks here. Let's make some money so we can sit in our underwear and go shopping in our pajamas.
Absolutely. All right. Heading back to our list, friends. We've been through a couple of stuff. Coast again moving here some more, up another 8 cents since we've been talking about stuff here. But again, normally for me, I think this stock just doesn't trade very well, so I'm gonna keep it off my list. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And back to school, yeah, Peter. Kids still we upgrade our kids stuff, but it's because it's a great time to they grow so fast, so their shoes get outdated as far as the size. So it's a great
Right.
time to take advantage of to buy the new sneakers that hopefully last them, into next year, right? But with their running around the
Well,
parks,
yeah.
the playground, yeah, 6 months is probably the best you're gonna get before they start looking a little crazy. But yeah, I think it's not more back to
It,
school. It's more like taking advantage of that. Oh, look at that move we're getting here.
it's
So yeah,
with kids. It always goes one of two ways, right? You buy them the new shoes that they treasure and will wear all year, or they lose them in the first week.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna add Coast to the secondary list. I like what I'm seeing right now. Again, that's not probably gonna last
So,
long, but right now the
no.
pre-market looks pretty good. I like that. Let's see if that can continue.
See, Gary, anyways, Gary said dressing comfy versus nice is the eternal question. If there's one thing I've learned, and if you really spend a lot of money on clothes,
I was
you can
gonna say
dress
the same
nice
thing.
and still be very comfortable. There are
Yeah,
some very expensive clothes out there that are remarkably comfortable. But anyways,
absolutely. I sat in suits that are just. I was
oh,
more comfortable than I was in jeans.
yeah. But it it,
It's
it does it does cost. It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
cheap.
no, no. You want to look good and be comfortable. It ain't cheap, that's for sure. All right, let's take a look here, friends. Let's go back to our beautiful Gappers list over on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up this morning. Really appreciate it. What are we sitting at? Where's my likes? Oh man, my
What are you
ads are back.
looking
My
at?
ads are back on YouTube. Look at
Yeah, what
this.
are you like? Your meal
Uh,
planning? What's going on?
no, I'm definitely not meal planning, but ads are back. I gotta get rid of this thing. I'm gonna sign up again. I remember I cut off all that subscriptions I had. I had like 300,000 subscriptions. That was one of them. Man, you can get really comfortable. I'm not missing these ads at all. All right, let's take a look here. All right, we looked at the first couple of ones. DPRO, it's been on our list quite a bit. DPRO. So let's take a look here. I have not watched it. I have not added to the list. Here's the daily of what's been going on. So this up and down is causing it to come up on our list. Let's see what the intro, the action for yesterday, right? Let's take a look here. What did it do? Rough start. Eventually, it gave you a pop here, very aggressive pop, and then sold off. But yeah, just not my style, man. It's a low flow too, 5.3. So it's not a regular flow stock, Peter. I don't like it. Your thoughts on it?
No, I don't like it either. No particular reason other than just the way I see it trade. It's not yeah, it doesn't trade the way I feel comfortable with. But other than that, it's been getting decent volume, especially the last couple of days. And there were moves yesterday that were tradable. if you were focused on it and paying attention, but it's not my go-to. And again, I still think they spelled their name wrong.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, right.
Maybe I'm
This is
biased.
this
This
is
is
the
Dragonfly.
drone company. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
looking at their website yesterday, and they have these like containers, like this, like about 6 foot container. No, not 6 feet, maybe a little less, like 5 or 4. And you could put stuff in there, so it's pretty big, and it could carry about 65 pounds on that drone, the one that I was looking at least.
Yeah, these
Um,
are these are big, ugly industrial drones.
yeah,
But
yeah. I was saying like, who? Why would you need something? But I could see if you have a camera crew and you got to climb up a mountain, that camera in your back, 65 pounds, could be very, very heavy. So yeah, get a drone to
hmm,
take it up there for you. I was thinking like, why would somebody need this? And I could see why you would want that. All right, let's take a look here. Uh, good, good morning, guys. Over YouTube. Yeah, good morning, good morning. And yeah, don't like this one. Don't like DPRO. We'll leave it alone. UPXI is
I
next on the list. Go
wonder
ahead,
if
Peter.
they do those firefighting drones. Have you seen those? Those are pretty cool.
I seen those, but I have not seen those on that website. This is more like moving stuff and trying to lift things up. Yeah. Um, all right. So yeah, let's see what else. UPXI, another one that again is just on the list every day, and it doesn't look great. Yesterday they actually did do something. I'll show you here. They actually did get some movement going, but for the most part, it's not one that I like. So I'm not a fan of it.
They're
Nav,
another one that
yes.
they
Yeah, go
keep
ahead.
issuing these press releases. I think they've had three in the last week and a half where they're touting how much their treasury they are investing in Solana has yield money, right? They're 1.8 million worth of Solana, worth 331 million dollars in cash, which is always ironic, by the way, that they tell you how much it's worth in actual dollars, but never mind, has yielded $58 million US dollars in unrealized gains in under 3 months. Again, dangerous to start touting that because they're unrealized. So they could disappear as fast as they've come. But in any event, UPXI, yeah, another one that has been on our list, like you point out, Carlos, that I haven't spent a lot of time with.
Yeah. Yeah, don't like it. Nav is talking about drones in chat. Yeah, drones are legit, man. Drones are so legit. I have one here, but I am under. Teterboro is not too far from me. So I'm under one of their runways pathways. So you see the planes coming over all the time. So I'm so glad this guy Sully did not decide to try to land in Teterboro because he would have landed in my backyard probably. He wouldn't have made it. So I'm so glad he went for the water, not Teterboro. But anyways, they're so the technology is insane. I can't go above 200 feet. Like it stops me because they have the map of the ATC, so it's restriction airspace that I can't go above that. Even if I want to, the system doesn't let me. The GPS, how accurate it is, and the thing it's able to do. This is why when I hear things like, "Oh, we don't know what happened to this Malaysian flight and such," stop it. You know what happened. You just don't want to share what you're capable of doing. Because if I could do some stuff with my drone, which is a consumer drone, I can only imagine what the government has. Can only imagine. Yeah, I film with it, but I'm not a good filmer. I love film, but I suck at it. But if I have another life, I'll be a filmmaker or something. I love this stuff. All right, let's continue, friends. Man, this gap up list. I'm gonna stop here. There's nothing here that looks great to me. Peters, I'm gonna go to you to see what you like. I think a lot of it here is packed with stuff, but it is not great. So, Peter, anything you like on this list you want to go over, and or anything else gapping up today that's on your radar?
Well, first, I just want to mention that crypto prices they're back up just under 120,000. This seems to be the new comfortable range for crypto over the last few days, as it's been hanging out between 117 and 120,000 dollars for Bitcoin, I should say specifically. Um, and that's got some more interest in the companies, especially those that provide Bitcoin treasuries and trading services. So we're talking about Coin, we're talking about Hood. They've been actually trading fairly well, so that's not bad. I saw Riot on our list, which is what put it in my mind. It's not doing much so far today. It is gapping up about 2.6%, but on relatively low volume, and the price action looks pretty ugly. But it did move well yesterday. Riot was an interesting move up off the open and then a drop right back down. So it more or less closed where it started, but in between it had a decent ride. So, anyways, if you like that area, you can trade those. We do have a lot of earnings today. Nothing that we typically trade, but some interesting companies that sort of give us an indication of where the overall sort of industry is going. From a gap up perspective, there's oddly most of them are gapping down no matter what their earnings were. Northrop Grumman, NOC, is the only one really that's gapping up at the moment of the ones that I was watching. If you're not familiar with them, they're one of the big aerospace.
What's the ticker, Peter? I missed it.
NOC. N is in Nancy.
Okay, got it.
Oh, there you go. NOC, Northrop Grumman. And big aerospace and defense company. And I would think that aerospace and defense would be making a lot of money, right? Like it's just there's unfortunately a lot of strife in the world, and there's been a lot of armaments purchased and used and bought. But Northrop Grumman is great. They lifted their guidance, so they beat the quarter. They lifted their guidance for the full year. So they really said that they've seen a lot of international growth and are expecting to have a very strong year. Um, as opposed to like Lockheed Martin that also had earnings that wasn't quite as bullish, I guess. So, anyways, but we can talk about them on the gap down if you want. But anyways, from a gap up, that's the only earnings play that I had that is gapping up. I said a lot of the others had good quarters, but are gapping down.
All right, sweet. All right, there you go. That's the gap up list. Again, not a whole lot's coming out of there. We do have, I see Bitcoin's starting to creep their way in here, Peter. CRSK, Mara, Riot. So there's a couple on here that are trying to make their way up. I have not had any luck with the Bitcoin stuff, man. So I'll leave those alone. I think we traded Mara last week and it did something but didn't really get going. So I'm going to leave those alone for now. All right, let's take a look at what's capping down. So if we look at what's capping down this morning, we got QS, we got UUUU, Joby. A lot of these we know already. Oscar Health, it's been on the list for a while. H Aviation, Circle Events. And this is, I'm telling you, if there's a mischief, a group of toys. This is it. These guys, look at these names, man. All right, let's go through. Let's be positive. Let's see if we can find something that makes sense out of that bunch there. QS. We'll start here. QS this morning, down 11.2. This was up yesterday, actually. No, I'm sorry. It was in our list yesterday, but it was gapping down, and it did sell off, Peter, just like you thought it would here. It did sell off. About 4.3 million shares traded. Looks like it's not done selling off. The party might be over on this. So it's actually looking good, Peter. Are you going to watch this today?
I didn't actually take a look at it yesterday, so I don't know. I don't think it's going to make my list. I mean, it does have good volume. We got 4 million shares traded. It's down 11%. It is sort of doing the stuff that I generally like. I'm not clear. The news doesn't feel strong enough to warrant this type of move. So I'm a little skeptical of it, but I might actually watch it because it's doing the type of things I like.
Yeah, it's looking good here. It's looking good. Volume is great. I'm gonna add it to my list as well. So right over here, QS. I'll put it on the main list. I don't think it's gonna stay there, but we don't have a lot, so I could see it staying there. What is UUUU? This is Energy Fuels Inc. So as I believe we might have seen this before. For the most part, doesn't trade very well. We are down 6.1, 604,000 shares traded, sitting on the American Stock Exchange. This is an ETF? No, it's Canada.
Oh.
It's a Canadian ticker here, Peter.
No, I think it's a U.S.
It is. It says Canada right on here to me. Oh, Canada.
Oh, weird. Okay. You're right, it does. If I look it up, where are these guys based out of? You're right. Their corporate headquarters are in Lakewood, Colorado, but they also have an office in Toronto. So I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
looks like they're U.S. based. They're currently the largest U.S. uranium provider, supplying American nuclear energy utilities with zero emissions. Anyways, blah blah blah. So yeah, I think they're U.S. based. For whatever
Yeah.
why it says Canada in that, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a. I mean, look, we've heard a lot about sort of our rare earth metals. Certainly, uranium is one of those that's more in demand, especially if we're going to be doing more nuclear and fusion anyways, whatever, doing that stuff. Anyways, look, it's been on a good run higher, so it makes sense it's going to pull back. Not typically the sector that I like to trade. And as you point out, the fact that it's trading in the American Stock Exchange also makes me a little skeptical.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, not sure what's going on with this one, and I don't know why it's labeled Canada on top of that. So some weird stuff going on there, but nevertheless, American Stock Exchange tickers, the price action is usually very different. I tend not to trade those. Let's go to something we know a little bit more of is Joby. So here's Joby. Jack says sus. Yeah, suspect. Absolutely. My daughter said that the other day, sus. I'm like, I know what it meant, but it's just you're starting to get this terminology that you're like, yeah, we didn't use that, so it's pretty young, but yeah, it's so
Did
funny,
you
man.
did you tell her hearing you say that is sus?
And I should have said that, but I just mess with her. I'd be like, what's sus? You're sick, or what does that mean? You okay? Like I just mess with her knowing that I
Oh,
know
you
what it
played
is.
dumb.
Yeah, I
All
played
right.
dumb. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. I was like, Dad, you know what he means. Like, I know. All right, Joby, friends. Down 5.1, 2 million shares traded this morning. Peter, this is one of your favorite tickers to talk about as far as the technology, not really trade. And I don't think you have
Hmm.
traded it yet, have you, during the day or not?
No. No, I haven't. Although I did almost the other day. I was looking at it and it had made a sort of some moves that I was interested in back on Thursday, I think, of last week. So, anyways, it yesterday, and actually now I'm looking at it, it made some interesting moves too. So maybe I should be watching this a little more closely. I'm gonna put it on a secondary list here, just because.
Yeah, I think I had it in a secondary list sometime last week. I'll add it again and see what we can get out of it. Let's go to the rest of this sus type list here. Let's look at SFNC. SFNC, we are down
Not being
4.9,
so cringe,
500.
Carlos.
Oh, you saying cringe making me feel cringe.
I know. I
Oh
feel,
man,
I feel, I feel it just saying it. But anyway,
yeah, yeah. Here it is, friends. This one is actually a little bit cringy here. I don't like the daily at all. It's just bad, 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 bad. Volume is dead. Again, what is it? Simon's First National Corporation, maybe a bank, some kind of
Simmons First
private bank or
National.
something. Yeah.
It's a secondary offering. They're issuing another
Oh,
16.2 million shares at $18.50 a share. So it's not yeah. Secondary offerings are never good to trade.
yeah, they're definitely not good. And this one here is not looking great. So we'll leave that alone. All right, another Arch Aviation. When Joby's moving, Archer's moving. So here's Arch Aviation, and I typed that wrong, I believe. Yes, I did. It's ACHR. There we go. That's better. And this morning, these guys are down 5%, 2 million shares traded. A big red day for them yesterday. They got some volume today. SSR with Interactive Brokers. Tons. Wow, 5.2 million shares for sure available. So tons of shares to short on it. Having a rough day yesterday, continuing today. What is the latest and greatest?
They had so if just a reminder for everybody, both Joby and Archer, they make these what they like to call electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft because eVTOL. Anyways, there's an acronym for it. Bottom line, they're drones. They're drones that can carry humans. Um, Anyways, they two couple things happened. Both Archer, well, their parent company Stellantis, reported poor preliminary numbers for the quarter. So that not in a formal release, but they said we don't. It doesn't look like the numbers are going to come in as we expected on Archer. And there was a lawsuit that judge ruled against them. So that lawsuit not hugely impactful, but it's never good to have a lawsuit against you. This is their. It's not like it's not a safety thing. It was really just about a merger. They wanted to merge some of their assets, and anyways, it had to go to court, and the judge said, "Yeah, we don't think that we're going to allow that." So, in any event, we'll see what happens. I mean, of course, once this type of thing happens, right? There's investors that always say we bought on the assumption that you would be able to merge these assets and create additional value. Now that you can't, we feel misled. So there could be further shareholder suits that are brought against the company. I don't know.
Hmm.
Archer might be. It just feels like it could be positioned for some drop, but all this stuff, this court stuff takes a long time, so it could very well go up before it goes down again. Right
I
now,
got you.
just looking at the pre-market action, despite the 2 million shares, it's looking pretty ugly actually. So
Yeah, it's not looking great. All right, Peter, we'll stop here. That's kind of covers our gap up and down list. What else do you like as far as gapping down this morning that might not be on the list, or any earnings? I know earnings starting to kick off. Probably going to get more interesting tomorrow and after. But anything going on right now?
yeah, so a couple things. I was talking about Northrop Grumman. We'll start with the defense sector because there's a number of companies in the aerospace and defense sector that reported. Top of the list is probably Lockheed Martin, LMT, and Lockheed Martin had they missed on revenue and well actually they missed both their numbers on the quarter. It depends on what number you look because some say that they sort of met the bottom line, but it looks to me like they're actually short. Now, that being said, they did better this quarter than they did the same quarter last year, but nowhere close to what the analyst expectations were. And it seems that they specifically have some problems in their helicopter and aeronautics programs because they had to like take about $1 billion loss on three different programs: a classified aeronautics program that they won't talk about, a Canadian maritime helicopter program, and a Turkish utility helicopter program, all of which took big losses,
Mm.
which were unexpected and contributed to their missing the bottom line. So Lockheed Martin did not have a as good a quarter as they were anticipating. Also in that same space is Halliburton, HAL. Halliburton also reported in the quarter and overnight or this morning was what I'm trying to say if I can spit it out. And they again sort of met their numbers just barely, but the stock is gapping down. None of these trade all that well. Lockheed probably is the best trader of the three. Northrop Grumman to NOC is probably the second, and then Halliburton would be a distant third. So that's that sector. All right. How about Philip Morris, PM? Philip Morris International. They had earnings, and their earnings were a little confusing. They're gapping down so far. Really, they either missed their numbers really significantly, or there's some misreporting here because it said they only made the numbers I was seeing were talking about them having earned only about $1 billion versus in revenue versus 10 billion anticipated. And if that was the case, I would think they'd be gapping down a lot more. But I'm not. So some odd is going on. I think there's a misreporting there. Maybe that's why they're gapping down. Again, not a great trader. Sorry, no, two more. GM, General Motors, reported. General Motors beat their numbers, so that's good news. They actually had better revenue and better bottom line earnings than anticipated. They're one of the better trading traditional car companies. You got General Motors and Ford and Toyota and those that you can trade, but we all know that if you're going to look at a car manufacturing company, we're all looking at Tesla, right?
Yeah.
But General Motors, GM is a distant, second, I guess. But anyways, they beat their numbers in the quarter if you're interested in that. But they did say that they're expecting some tariff impact, as you could imagine, being that they import and export all over the world. They said the tariffs are absolutely going to impact them, but they believe they can still hit their numbers because they were conservative in their forecast, but they are citing tariffs as an impact. And last but not least, on the earnings front, we've got Coca-Cola, KO. Coca-Cola can actually sometimes be a good trader, just never, almost never at the open. It's one of those rare ones that, the open trading is usually pretty, very, very poor, in my opinion. It is a NYSE stock, New York Stock Exchange stock, which means that it's slightly different trading profile, right, than those that trade on the NASDAQ. But this is the one that Mike used to watch in the afternoons and trade regular. I don't think, Mike, if you're out there, I don't think you used to trade it. I mean, sorry, you haven't traded it recently, but I know you used to watch it. Anyways, Sugar Water is doing okay. In the quarter, they did slightly miss on revenue, but we're talking by like $5 million, right? So not much. And they beat bottom line, so they're making more money than they had anticipated. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of this, right? Coca-Cola's got all sorts of weird little news. They think that they're going to be releasing perhaps a new soda to the U.S. market because President Trump was touting how he misses the days of real cane sugar in his drinks. So apparently, he made this statement at some point. So Coca-Cola is eager to try and release a new drink that may capitalize on that. Uh, I don't know. It's again, I'm not sure which came first, whether Coke was planning this and then President Trump made a comment or vice versa. But yeah, actually, it's a good point, Lonnie. I hadn't thought about that. This is they should have, like, maybe you can get a free Ozempic shot with every real cane sugar Coke case or something like that. Good cross promotion there. But in any event, Coca-Cola can sometimes be a good trader. So if you're interested, there you go. Just know that it was they had earnings this morning. Carlos, that's what I've got from an earnings front. If you want to watch from gap down plays, the entire semiconductor sector is gapping down today. Some I always watch them, as you all know by now. I'm sure AMD and Nvidia are two of my favorites. Some sort of bouncy price action yesterday. Not great trading on them, but you never know when they're going to be in play. So we'll keep an eye on both of those for you.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Wow, just noticed the time. It's funny, we spend all this time going through the stocks and our list is not great, right? I got QS, I'm gonna add Nvidia, I'll add some usual suspect Tesla, and we'll see what else, right? So again, it's just cray this morning, Peter.
Just
And I put a
Coles.
definition
Oh, you got
of what
KSS.
that is in case you don't know what that is. Cray, what it stands for. All right. So yeah, let's go to friends. We're gonna go straight to our events and announcements. We're gonna go straight to that because we're sure on that's the time, right? Yeah, 9:23. Yeah, no, I'm right. So let's go straight to our website, bigwitchers.com, and we can jump right to webinar so you can see what is happening for today. Today is, I keep thinking it's Wednesday, but it's Tuesday. Today's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Yep. And
It's
Peter,
Tuesday.
you're in today. I see
Yeah, and
that.
I have the privilege and the pleasure of being able to deliver a webinar tonight. We're going to talk about how you can trade multiple strategies as we head into this, sort of summer season, and we're seeing different trading patterns. It's a good time to understand. We often tell people to focus on a single strategy, and if you're an open-based trader, you probably got one primary strategy that you look at. But I trade all day, and as such, I've developed the ability to trade multiple strategies depending on what the market is, well, the time of day, and what the market is presenting. But you've got to be careful in doing that, right? It's like playing multiple positions in the same sport. So we're going to talk about that. How do you manage that? How do you juggle those knives to successfully deliver on multiple strategies? That'll be at 8 o'clock in the webinar room for all of our elite members. So hopefully you'll join me there. And we can together share those lessons, the learnings, and have a great conversation. So that'll be this evening. Don't forget that during the day we often have sessions going on. Today we've got two happening at noon and 1 p.m. with Brendan, who's going to talk about the DOS Trader Pro platform and how you can take advantage of it. Any questions you have? I mean, heck, I just learned something yesterday about the platform. Well, relearned it. How to create a margin on the right-hand side of the chart so that your last-minute candle isn't squished all the way to the right. You can create a little bit of space there. I'd forgotten how to do that, and Megan reminded me that yesterday. So if you've got things that you want to figure out how to configure better or use, Brendan will help you out. That's at noon. And then 1 o'clock, Phil's going to talk about how you can trade small accounts successfully. So how to create a trade book for that and manage it. So 3 webinars today for you. Hopefully you'll join us for those if you're an elite member. If you want information, well, if you want to join us at Bearable Traders, you know where to go. BearableTraders.com. It's the place to go. We've got a number of membership options. Just scroll down on the first page. You can see those options. They're right there available for you. And pick the one that's right for you. And hopefully, we'll see you in the chat room sometime soon. All right, with that, we are running a few minutes behind here. So, Carlos, quickly do a couple of levels. I will let them know what some of our moderators are watching, and we'll get to live trading.
Yep, absolutely, friends. I put codes back on the top of the list, right? It's definitely obviously in place, so we'll take a look at that. And actually, this is what we'll do. Andrew's ready to go, so I'm gonna switch off from the chat and let you guys work with Andrew there and Brian, and then we'll do levels for YouTube. This way, we give these guys a chance to set up and get going. So, gonna disconnect here. All right, very good. Good morning, Brian. Good to see you. We'll let Brian do his thing. And then we'll continue with you guys here over on YouTube. All right, so let's get some levels in. I have, let's start with QS. QS here this morning. So again, I had this on my list. How well it's going to trade, I am not sure, but it's on here. We have 11 and 10 is the low of the pre-market. The high is 12.21. Let's make sure I got you guys on the right screen here. And then you can see here towards the top, highs and lows for the last two trading days looking pretty good. Tons of volume, 5.1 million on this one. Towards the bottom in case we do see some more. 1045 there, oh, hold on, there it is. A little bit lower, around 1045 or so. And then towards the bottom, you don't have any big levels. The big one is this one here, but if I were to pick one here, it would be around 881. You got a couple of days slamming into that. So again, not major levels. Like, these are really clear levels. You got the highs and lows on there. But let's see where this goes. Plenty of volume. We'll love to see how it looks in a couple of minutes. And NVIDIA, the levels on NVIDIA are easy. Same situation here towards the top. Highs and lows for the last two trading days. High of the pre-market slamming into the previous day close. So that's already set for you. Low of the pre-market is covering a couple of things for you here. 169.04 is also covering this date here and here. So that's all you really need. If it drops from there, you do have this spike over here at around 167.71. But you do have 165.13. It's also a good spot for you to have as well. So we'll see what happens here. Again, sitting at near all-time highs on NVIDIA, so not a whole lot of levels to look up towards the upside. And then last but not least is our memeing stock KOS, up 85%. For no reason besides Peter mentioning, hey, KOS is up, and it just went crazy here.
Shoes.
So
Shoes.
Peter mentioned shoes and back to school, and the stock is going wild. So definitely memeing. Again, I can't stress how careful this is. This is not KOS actually trading because it's worth $20. This is Reddick and our what are they called? The cat friends. What's the guy's name? Kitty Cat? What, I forgot his name. He's a what's his name? Roaring Kitty. Roaring Kitty.
Roaring Kitty. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with
how
it.
dare we forget about
I
Roaring Kitty?
know.
It's him and his friends, pumping this thing up. Let's see how long it lasts. But it's a great scalping opportunity. Just be very, very careful. But wild how you can take a stock that's not a low flow, right? KOS is not a low flow, right? KOS is sitting at
No,
107 million. You could take
Yeah.
the stock and make it move like this. It's the new world. As I mentioned before, kind of cray, right, Peter? What's your thoughts?
I think you shouldn't be saying cray cray. That feels not right. Feels wrong.
It feels wrong. It sure does.
All right, we got less than a minute.
We're set
here
to
till
go.
they open.
Yep, we're set to go. That's KOS, the last one on my list. Again, not watching a whole lot, Peter. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna be looking at the scanners and kind of what develops here. But let's get ready. We get our 1 minute, 5 minute charts, and we'll be set to go. Peter, anything that you like this morning?
Yeah, I am going to be watching a few things. I might actually keep an eye on Lockheed Martin because I just want to see what it does. Open, just because it was so crazy yesterday with all that volume. I'll keep an eye on it just for fun, but I really do not plan to trade it. And then Coles, yeah, like you said, it's moving. I don't know why, but sure. So we'll watch that. And then the usual. I think my best chances are probably going to be an NVIDIA, AMD, and Tesla type plays.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got. Here we go.
All
Here's
right.
the open.
Ding, ding,
Opening
ding,
bell.
ding.
Yeah. And we missed Mike is trading over at Andrew's house, sitting at the kitchen table.
Nice.
As he finally made it. He had like the flight from hell to try and get there. It was just horrible. trapped in an airport for a whole day, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Flight traveling is getting out of control. We did miss to go over this because we were just running out of time. So not that we forgot about it, we just couldn't get to it. So I'm going to put it up on the
Yeah.
screen so you have it. We won't talk to so we can focus on the live trading, but on the screen you can
There you
see
go. Thanks.
what people are watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Looking at
So
calls. What do you got on deck, Peter?
things
As far as
things pull
incentive?
everything's pulling back. Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, they're all pulling back here at the open. So we'll see the market's also dropping a little bit. Let's yeah, see where everything goes here this morning. I should have saved this.
Uh, yeah, I
I
want to
think
be
having this
careful.
margin.
I want to be careful today. All right.
All
All
right.
right.
Gonna pull back on things. Tesla dropping, Nvidia dropping. Mm-mm.
All right. Let's
Notice I
see.
don't have anything interesting so far. I don't want to take a risk on these things. Well, but the markets are really dropping here. Hmm.
LTR. I see you guys throwing that out there. Okay. Looking. Hopping up off the VWAP. Another
PLTR, yeah.
another
Well,
good one. But potential if it can settle in here. But the price action is tough on this one. Let's see what happens. See if it can bounce off a VWAP. I don't like the previous day close like this. So close for like a 5-minute RB breakout. I hate it when it's like that. So let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, friends on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. This is probably the highest viewership we get. It's right here at the market open. So if you could take the time, we have 1,051 viewers. From here, it's just down here. It's just, people just start falling off once they make their money. But if you can, help us hit that thumbs up. This is the highest it will get. So if we can get most of you guys
oh
to hit that
man.
button, it'll be awesome. So help us there.
Andrew's trading open. Dude,
Second day
don't do
open.
it.
Second day is,
Oh
is
man.
could be
Oh
tough.
man. I don't know.
Second
Don't
day
do it.
open.
Oh, you had to get out of it with a loss. What is it? What is Brian trading? Brian's trading Nvidia using options.
Look at it. Look at PLTR. I thought it was gonna be long. Might be a short here, guys. Oh, that is beautiful. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I have no strategy here, unless it pulls back and we take a short for a 5-minute RB. But we need a good pullback here. Good pullback to the V will be nice. Let's see if we can get it.
Everything's dropping except for Tesla, which is holding green here. Let's see if it can.
Come on, PLTR. Give us a good, solid 5-minute ORB. Some great pressure here. This looks really nice. There's a pullback. Hopefully, come on. It's like the perfect time to pull back, give us the nice little drop, and then okay, here's the pullback. Great timing. 30 seconds for this candle to be closed. Oh no. Go back up.
Okay, I'm actually short. I'm short Tesla.
Nice.
Got a partial on Tesla. See if we can keep going. Let's keep going
Oh
here.
no, come on, no, stop. Go back
Come on,
up.
Tesla.
Oh
There.
man.
Come on, Tesla. Let's drop it. Taking another partial.
Peter, you got
You
your
can see I
screen up?
actually. Oh no, sorry.
Well,
Let
it's
me
okay. It's okay. No pressure. Just so we can see it.
do that. Yeah.
Ah, damn, I suck. Oh,
Let's see that screen on
okay, maybe not. Hold on.
Tesla. I actually got into this and then I added to it because it had popped up against me.
Yeah, yeah.
initially.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's an aggressive pullback. All
I
right.
love this. I'm gonna move my stop down a little bit here. Come on, come on, come
You're
on,
just
Tesla.
nice. You're just nice, PLTR. Let's see what you want to do here. So Peter's watching Tesla. I'm watching PLTR. I got a pullback here. This is it. What are you gonna do, Carlos? All right, we'll go short. So I'm short PLTR. Let's see, man. I don't know. This is a very stressful. This is a very stressful
Hey, you're
trade.
just
It's
talking to yourself in the third person there. What are you gonna do, Carlos?
yeah. This was a very stressful trade, but I think we're in good shape. Let's see. Uh,
Here we go.
I don't know.
Here we
Let's
go.
see.
Come on.
And then, oh, look at you, Peter. Very nice. Very nice. I
Take
like
another
that.
partial here on Tesla.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Man, that's a great trade, man. Ah. Should have joined that one.
A little sketchy. I mean, I felt that Tesla looked weak. I'm trying to trade more at the open here, so it's not natural for me. Got stopped down again.
Yeah, Peter took a trade before me, right? What is the world coming to? Yes. All right, so PTR might stop me out here. Let's see, 150.63. Oh, maybe not. Good drop. Let's see. I don't know. Every time I get into PTR, if it doesn't move in your direction right away, the price action is it's so weird, man. It's so choppy. It is. Like, I forget how bad it is sometimes, but I don't know. Let's see if it works here.
Yeah.
Cole's halted? No way. Let's take a look.
Coles halted? No. Did it?
It did.
Did it really?
You're
power right, it is halted.
The power of the meme. The power of the meme,
Wow.
man. It's incredible.
Oh, that is something
really
else.
is.
Coles, that's a big stock to halt. Normally, yeah.
And it's a
that is
volatility halt.
unusual.
Yeah, this is not a
Oh, yeah.
not a baby stock.
Look at that. Okay. All right.
All right, let's see if PTR
Yeah, I
can
don't-
do some stuff here.
Not loving Tesla here. It's pretty choppy.
Yeah.
I love my partial right down near the bottom of that candle, though. That was pretty good. But it's not looking great right now.
Let's not fix. We'll fix that. All right, so short PTR, and Peter is short Tesla. Let's see if PTR was a very stressful entry trade. You might have heard some of my speaking out loud comments as we got into that trade. Hopefully we can get something going here. What else we have?
Yeah, and as you can see, oh, well, my camera's not on the screen, but my hands are off the controls.
Just letting it play.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Letting it play, right? It's either going to stop me out or it's going to make a new low of day.
Yep.
Eventually.
Here's our Peter
I just
hands.
don't
Look
know.
at look at Peter's hands there, out of the way,
there you
and
go.
just
Yeah.
not over managing the trade. You're not over trading it, just letting it do
Try
its
not
thing.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's either going to
That's
work
it.
or it won't.
That's it. Oh, here's the key I was looking for. That's the one. I gotta label that hotkey. Yeah, I was looking for the one with your screen and our faces, and I couldn't find the hotkey
Yeah.
button, but I have to label it.
Okay.
Uh,
Andrew actually tried to go long at Yama. Andrew tried to go long on open and got stopped out on it. I don't know if he's traded it again, but I don't think he has.
Love the selling pressure on POTR here, friends. Let's see if we can get to break that low of the day at 149.47. We are in short on POTR. We did bounce off the V up, which is nice.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Let's just hope we could break through.
I'm hoping for both of us that we get new lows of day. Lows of day? Lows of days? No, lows of day.
Lows. Yeah.
See, I don't like Tesla's making an aggressive move higher now. That's not good. Oh no, it's gonna stop me out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm out. I'm stopped out.
Ah, sucks. All right. Well, it's still a great trade. I mean, you got the bottom of that. I mean, are
Yeah.
you not entertained? What else do you want? Are you not entertained like the guy from Gladiator?
Gladiator.
I know there's like 800 of you who are not entertained because you haven't hit the like button. I mean, I don't understand on what else we could do here, but yeah, that's
Yeah. Hit the button
that's
for us. We appreciate it.
we really really do. Okay, here
Uh,
we go. Beautiful Tesla. This is
there you PLTR, you mean?
so pure TR, yes, pure TR. Partial here, friends, and this is thanks to you guys because I was not watching pure TR, but you all started screaming at me, pure
Yeah.
TR, and thank you. Scream at me all you want.
There
You
you
go back
go.
up here. Where is it? Here. Trey
Yeah.
FTW started screaming. Nav started screaming. Rocket, Amit started screaming. Like you guys were on it. Anybody else before that? Nope, that's it. You three there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All you guys should drink whenever you're in New York City. Let me know. Or, I mean, I don't know. We say drink, but some people don't drink. So if you do something else, I'll owe you whatever you're into. I might not do that with you, but I'll supply for you. So whatever it is that you're
Wow, that's a big promise.
in New York. I mean, what you get everything in New York. No, but honestly, thank you guys. Great call out on POTR. So again,
Wow.
power of the community, man. Awesome stuff. I'm gonna take another partial. This is a great move. I got almost $1 in this thing here. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna take another partial because if it bounces from here, I want this trade to be worth it to be a one and done for today. So beautiful call out. If you guys were watching when this thing came up here, it went up and about to hit the button, it immediately shot down. That's why I'm like, this is what PTR trades so crazy because it does that a lot where it goes to a spot and then it just shoots down and just does these crazy things. So, but amazing call out, friends. How did you guys find PTR? PTR? Did you guys have a scanner? You just were watching it because you were watching? Like, what was the deal with that? Pretty cool. Another partial, friends. I'm afraid it's taking too long, so I just want to make sure that if it does come back up, this trade is worth it because we are $1 in already. So just watching it, okay. Because one of our usual suspects, beautiful thing. For now on, you three watch this every day. Every day you watch this and you tell me what's going on. Just kidding. No, thank you guys. Good stuff.
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with having a research department. You got them working for you.
That is awesome. Oh man, this is great. Look at Coles go. I mean, PLTR go here. I want to look at Coles because you guys are mentioning it as well. It's opened up. Opened up. Here it is. Opened up a few ago actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, party's over. Man, this is where it gets dangerous, man. Party is over on Coles.
Yeah, Tesla's pretty choppy. Disappointed I got stopped out, but it's not like I missed a big move. It's yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Nvidia, I don't know what it's doing here. It looks like it might have found a bottom, but it's tough to say. Brian has gone long on Nvidia, hoping that it's found a bottom and can go higher.
Yep.
But, and PLTR still looks weak here, Carlos. Let's hope it can get down below 148 would be good. You got a lot of, I mean, look, PLTR's got lots of room, right? Because it's up at these highs. You could
What's the
drop
next big level?
here.
Next big level. Yeah, probably 140. Well, 148 is psychology level, right? Psychologically, but there's also 147.58 could be a nice one, and then all the way at 145. I mean, that would be a stretch, right? But the stock can move. We've seen it. We've seen it move, but that'll definitely
148's a big one because
Yeah.
it definitely had support there back last week, mid last week.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at a 60-minute chart, it really shows it quite clearly.
Yeah.
And then the next level's not down to 144.
What was my max loss in the past? Like ever? Like my worst loss ever? Oh man, did you hear about this guy Malcolm Jamal Warner? I liked him. He did a couple of cool. He
Oh, it was
drowned.
yeah, Theo. He
What
was
the?
Theo from
Yeah.
the Cosby Show, and
Yep.
yeah,
It
yeah. My
was.
wife mentioned that to me yesterday.
Yeah, I liked him on the. My wife was watching this show, the Resident. The Resident. I liked him on there. He's
Okay,
pretty good.
a
And
resident.
yeah,
I don't know
man.
that.
Yeah, my wife was watching this show. It's about he's like a doctor or something, and I never
Okay.
seen him. I never seen him in any role as an older, as a man basically. They were younger, and obviously the Cosby, but I liked him there. It was really good. The Resident, yeah, it was really nice.
Okay.
It was funny.
Huh.
One of my favorite characters of that show.
Huh.
Yeah, so he drowned, man. It sucks. That's 54. It's
Yeah,
young,
he was
man.
like
It's young,
53,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I got
He
you.
was 53.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 54, I guess. Oh my God, he was
Yeah.
born same year I was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's wild, man.
there you go.
That's young. That's young. It's young depending how
Agree.
healthy you stay, right? Like 54, it all depends. You could be a old 54, you could be a new 54. It all depends how you take care of yourself when you get there. I'm serious. Like I seen 54
No,
years, I'm like, dude, you're running like 70 here. Was you get an oil change? Like what's going on? You know? And then
There
you
you go.
see 54 like
Got,
you,
got,
which are running marathons. You know, it's a
there you
different ball
go.
game.
You got below low 148 there, Carlos.
Oh yeah, taking a partial here, friends.
Yeah.
148, 147, 58 coming up. Hopefully that's a level on the daily. I took
Nice.
plenty of
Nice.
partials. I want to be a little more patient now. See if I don't want to be too trigger happy here because I taken quite a few already. So
Good. Well, you end up getting the
Sarah,
good move on that.
yeah,
I wish
yeah.
I'd followed you on that one.
Thanks, Andrew. All right, Andrew in chat, friends. Say hello to Andrew. Um, Yeah, it was sad to hear, man. It's just, he looks healthy. He looked like he could take care of himself, and to cut your life like that, it's not cool. Not cool at all. Well, so Sarah, my next exit will be. I'm looking at the price action now, so I know I've taken a couple of partials already, so I'm not in a rush to take a partial right away. But like, I know if I get to 146 something, I'm probably gonna take a partial because that's just okay. We're there actually. Wow, this
Yeah.
thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take a partial.
You're getting. That's a good
Yeah,
move.
that's a good move. Like I was gonna say, I'm gonna take my time, but we're flushing pretty quickly here. And usually, the faster it goes down, usually the faster it can shoot back up. So you don't want to overstay your welcome here. I mean, it would be irresponsible of me not to take a partial at 146 something. So that's why we took that partial there. Again, thanks to you guys. You guys calling it out, and this is what happens all day long in our community. People are watching different things. Like I'm not watching POTR in the community. People are watching different things, and then they see something. You check it against your trade book. Does it make sense, right? And if it does,
Yeah.
you take the trade, right? But um, so
Yeah, we had a few members took the trade. Look at Paris took the trade on PLTR. Look at that.
nice, nice.
Zach Attack, Pierre. They all took the
Okay,
trade.
okay.
Look
Let's
at
take a
that.
look here.
Wow.
Let's take a
Okay.
look. Here's
Look at
our.
Paris. Of course, Paris
What
took
do
the
we
trade
have?
and added to it and everything.
Where's Paris? Paris.
Right there.
Paris.
Yeah.
Paris got in early.
Look at
She
that.
was looking at this
Yeah.
early on. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Sure.
He was short from before the open.
Yeah.
But or no, maybe that was right at the open. But
But
it was,
after, yeah, right
yeah.
after. Candle number one there.
Yikes. Well, Nvidia is still dropping, so definitely we've got some negative sentiment going on here. Everything I'm looking at is dropping. It's a lot of red
This is
everywhere.
one of our
Except
members,
Apple.
Shaq. Yeah. Except Apple, yeah, Apple's holding here. Nvidia. Nvidia turned out to be a real nice short too, guys. Look at Nvidia. Here's one of our another members, PLTR as well. Took a short VI breakdown. Very nice, very nice. So there's our
Yep.
member Sack. Who else do we have here? Eamon. Eamon the surgeon. I like to call him the surgeon. Oh, Eamon showing P&L. That's not. We can't show that to members on YouTube. What's going on, Eamon? Nah, just kidding. We love you, YouTube guys. There it is. Eamon, short. Wow. On MRVL. And look at that.
Now,
Partial,
I mean,
partial, partial.
$1,000. That's like
That's
a
good.
trillion rubles.
Yes, it is. What else? Gary L. Gary L. Look at this. What's this? Coin. To coin short. Partial,
Coles.
partial. Very nice.
Coles is it's amazing to me that Coles is giving back here quite heavily, but it's still up 30% on the day. So
This is good. Wisdom been sharing some wisdom. It's putting some numbers out here. Guys, this is awesome. This I don't know how you trade alone. I don't know how you do it. You're gonna have a good time. Try us out for. We got a special there. It's like $19 or 39. No, 19 for a week. We'll get the link. It is 39 if you don't use the link, but if you use the link, it's 39. Special just for you guys. Come in, check it out. At worst case, you're gonna be entertained. At worst case, right? But obviously, that's not going to be the only thing. You're gonna learn a ton. But definitely come in and check it out. The chat room is an amazing place. 8 trillion rubles, yeah. Rubles? That's what it's called, rubles? Over in Russia?
rubles.
Rubles. Rubles, that's what it is?
Rubles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron, is it better than this chat? Yeah. It's different, but it's better. It's better because it goes on all day. You know, you have the option. You come see us for a little bit and jump the party over there. But yeah, once you go into Andrew's and Brian's world, you ain't coming back. This is
Down the rabbit hole.
let's be honest.
Look, Tesla finally dropped. It just I couldn't hang in there. Finally did drop that level. Tisk.
Oh,
Well, look at though PLTR still going, Carlos.
Yeah, you know where I gotta get
Another
better
dollar.
at. I gotta add this to my strategy. It's the adding. Like I can see, you know, like Andrew will add here, Eamon, not Eamon,
Yeah.
Paris will add.
Paris,
I gotta
for
get
sure,
the adding game on because right now I'm running out of shares already. I want to keep holding on, but I want to take partials. The best way to do that, you see Andrew do this all the time, and Andrew was not a great adder before. He did not add at all. When I first
Yep.
got into BBT 2017, he didn't add. That was not his thing. And then he got really good. I don't know. He just got like year 3 or 4. He got really good at it. Now he does it all the time. I need to add
Yep.
this that strategy. Peter, do you add at all? No, actually you do.
No,
you do add. I seen you add.
Occasionally, but it almost always backfires for me. I just
Yeah. Okay.
I've got this mental block that as soon as I add, I'm convinced I'm going to get stopped out. So
Yeah, we got to break
every
that,
once in
man.
a while it'll
Yeah.
work. Most of the time it doesn't.
We have to break that because I notice this, and when Andrew adds all the time, right? Sometimes he adds and he gets stopped
Yep.
out. It doesn't stop him from doing the next time. We got to do it often enough so we can build, the probability of it.
Very true.
Easier said
Very
than done,
true.
but we have to do it because we're missing out here on some really great moves.
Oh no! Look at Tesla now. Oh,
So
darn
we
it.
have to do that. Yeah, Tesla's great. That is,
Yeah.
Nvidia too, man. Nvidia is
I know everything's dropping, and I'm just
Wow.
watching here.
yeah, highway to hell on everything, friends. And of course, I should have taken more shares. Always should have taken more shares on every winning trade. I love you, Nvidia. Yeah. Yeah, you have to, Ben, of course, yeah. When you add, you have to also move your staff to break even. Like, you know, you don't want to add and then give back what you made. You want to risk a little bit more of what you made, but you don't want to give a big chunk back, right? And then I think you don't want to add too much that it brings your stop so close, your break even so close that now you can survive a bit of a pullback, right? So it's an art. It's an art. It takes some thought process, but when you get moves like this, adding is just could help you a lot, obviously. Thank you, Jose. Yeah. I definitely. I mean, it did help that we got a drop right away to be patient. It's hard to be patient when it's constantly hitting your break even, right? It's harder, but once you get a cushion like this, you're kind of in the driver's seat, so it's much easier to be patient. But yeah, I'm holding some shares still left here to see if we get any lower. But knowing that anytime the SPY starts turning around, we can get things moving in the other way. So we just gotta be careful. I'll tell you this: we're setting up good for reversals. It's only 9:55, and we're only 25 minutes in here, so it's starting to set up. Hopefully around 10:30. Reversal traders, be ready. There could be some good opportunities back to the VWAP. This market has been proven to be very resilient and just shoot back up. We've seen it over and over again. So like a Tesla, your Nvidias of the world, keep an eye on those and see what takes place there. Even PLTR hitting 145 here. Even this one, we might see some gains. All right, I'm gonna take another partial here, just in case. So we're gonna yeah. All right, another partial.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I don't think it's gonna keep going much lower. It can, but I highly doubt it, man. This is a big move. Said, why are we not trading MEDP? Is up 58%. Sure, there's other stuff even up more than that we're not trading, right? It's just how you're gonna trade it, right? MEDP.
Yeah.
That's not coming up, man. MEDP. You know what? Because I'm not typing it right. MEDP. Yeah, this is one of those things where, what's the strategy, right? And the volume is so low here. Again, if it depends on your strategy, man. Say this is not something that I would trade. Like I've seen stocks like this where you're trading only 32,000 shares every couple of minutes here. I mean, it's not great. So it's very difficult to predict the price action. And now we can say, oh man, we could have gotten here for 5-minute ORB and taken it, 486. Easier to say now, but in the moment, what's your strategy, right? It's not ideal. So
exactly.
That's all it is. But if depending on what you have, if you have a strategy that works for this, great. But you're just not gonna, Andrew says it all the time. You don't have to be in every trade. Right, keep that in mind. You don't have to be in every trade and every move. You don't have to be in it. Pick one or two, make your money, and move on. Right, go enjoy the day or find another opportunity. But you're not going to be in every move. It's impossible. So just keep that in mind. Glad I took this partial. I kind of figured, we're getting a little bit oversold here, and we might start seeing some of these reversals a little bit early. Now, Peter, I think there's a little bit early for reversals. I think the drop is so much that you might get some. So you might get some stuff that kind of shoots up enough to take a couple of partials, or do you think it's better waiting?
No, I personally like to wait, so I think it's better waiting. But yeah, that's a matter of opinion, I guess.
Yeah.
On what your strategy is, right?
Yep. Do you have any advice, Sarah? Do you have any advice for being stopped out to the penny? It happens to me many times. I'm somehow having the best R&R ever, but I get stopped out at the beginning before the move. So I don't like this advice for newer traders. You got to be very careful with this advice. But it's not advice. It's just what I do and the reason why I do this. So there's no advice, right? Because we can't give financial advice. You go blow up your account, you're going to try to blame me. I have nothing to do with that. This is what I do. The reason I use mental stops, you saw it today on PLTR, right? We came right to my stop, and I'm waiting to see what happened. Are you going to continue? I don't mind a little bit of slippage, or are you going to drop back down? Because stocks love to do that. They love to hit your stop, get you out, and then continue. If you go back to the simulator replay, tradingterminal.com, we got a simulator. You can go back and look at PLTR for today, and you'll see the price action. It shoots up right there. I'm looking at it and it immediately shoots back down. Or you could look back at this replay as well. Go back to around 9:38, right? If I had a hard order there, I would have been stopped out. Now I'm watching the price action. I see, okay, we're hitting my stop right here, but the selling pressure immediately comes in and pushes it down. Okay, I can survive that. And that's one of the benefits of having a mental stop, right? The downside is if you don't have that discipline to hit that button when it immediately goes the other way, or you see something that's not in your favor, then you could have a big slippage, and that's a problem. Or if you start second guessing, oh man, my P&L is now losing more than what I planned. Now I don't want to accept the loss, and you start bag holding. That's a bad place to be in. So I don't recommend that. If you cannot trigger your stops manually to get out of the trade, you have to use hard stops. You have to use hard stops, right? There's no way around it. Now, if you and one more thing before Peter does his part, if you feel you're getting stopped out every single time, maybe put it a little higher. Keep the same amount of risk and put your stop a little bit higher. Maybe you're putting it in a place where there's an area where a lot of the buyers are expected to come in, right? I expect the buyers to always come and retest the VWAP. This is why I always want to get in as close as possible to the VWAP because I know they can come back and retest this, right? Sometimes they push through that. So if your stop is the VWAP, never put it right on it. Put your stop a little bit higher. I wouldn't risk anymore. Still take less shares, risk the same amount. Just put your stop a little bit higher so you can survive that. If you're constantly getting stop out to like the penny or so, right? And then Peter, your take.
No, I wasn't going to comment on that, but I would agree with what you said. I'm actually thought about what you said, and you can see here I'm actually long Nvidia for the reversal. Because you're asking me earlier about reversals, and I said it's a little early,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, you know what? I am trying to take more shares, more trades earlier. So
Spicy.
this is my type of trade. Volume at the low of day, a little bit of a retest, right? Take it after the retest of the low
Yeah. Yeah.
on lower volume, and yeah,
I
we'll see
like
where we
it.
go. If we got to move back to VWAP, that'll be good. If
Awesome,
not,
man. Yeah.
I'll let it stop me out to break even, but.
Yeah,
We'll,
I see that. Yeah, because the drop
good.
was very aggressive. I think this market's
Yeah,
not.
it
I don't
was
think it's
very
ready to
aggressive.
sell off unless we get some major. I mean, what's the news, guys? Right? Powell was talking. I didn't hear what he said. Did he say anything outrageous? What was
I
the?
don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
he did the opening remarks at that banking conference,
Mm-hmm.
whatever they're doing over there. But yeah, other than that, pretty quiet.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I may get a good move here on Nvidia. I may
Yep.
not, but I'm tired of sitting and watching these things go by. So I'll
Yeah.
try.
Yeah. Like
At
join the
least
party.
I'm in the game right now.
Yeah.
I'm in the game. I've got a partial.
In
I'm in a no risk trade. Works or doesn't.
yeah,
Can
in
just
the
sit
arena.
and watch. Yeah.
I might get out of my POTR completely. Here's the reason why, because I think most likely going to get this, some of this, and back to the 145. I don't think you might get a drop even lower. And for the amount of shares I have, is the difference of me holding for another hour to try to make, let's say another dollar. It's not worth my time and energy to do that, right, on this trade. So, and opposed with the opposite of the risk coming back up and giving up the same amount, right? So it's just not worth it for the amount left. So I'm just gonna get out, and you gotta be okay with that. Like when I get out here, don't stress if this thing goes to like 50 and you could have made a zillion bucks. Who cares, right? You make the decision with the information you have on hand, right? You don't worry about what did happen and what you could have done. It doesn't matter. It's just the decision you have right here. What are you going to do, right? And that's that. So I'm out of POTR. Here's my trade, whole lot of it, and man, thanks to you guys. Awesome call out on POTR.
Might not be done going lower.
Put
Come
it on my radar.
market. Let's go.
Dylan, great comment. Yes, going back to that point we were talking about earlier. Yes, you can always pop back into a trade. You see me do that too. Like if you get in, if you get stopped out, doesn't work, it sets up again. You can always jump back in, right? If your setup shows up again, if you're still in play.
I just got stopped out of Nvidia.
Garbage Nvidia. Oh, you do that.
I was hoping that it would. I was hoping it would go higher. I mean, it could bounce here. It's tough to say.
Yep. Oh, because you move your
Andrew's-
stop to break even, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could bounce.
that's the rule.
Andrew's actually long PLTR and Nvidia, so
Yeah, PLTR is a good long. I think a lot of these are a good long.
yeah. See, unfortunately, I think I just got stopped at Nvidia. It's going to go up to VWAP, but oh well. Hey, at least I tried it.
Yeah. A lot of Congress items getting pushed back on the Epstein vote is pausing everything until the vote is revealed. This Epstein is just out of control, man. Just release it. I mean, how bad is it? Just release the list. Like, what are you guys hiding? Just release it. I mean, what's man. Something sus going on there, Peter.
It's your new favorite term, is it?
I got my slangs ready, man. I am. I have to have the dictionary because I don't know what these means. Dang, excellent, high quality. This is, by the way, for those that need it. It is Teen Slang 2025, Gen Z. Some of these are pretty good. I mean, basic is basic, right? I mean, that's. Well, yeah, it's just interesting, man. Got my slang dictionary. Um, no, sus means a suspect, right? Like something suspect, right?
Yeah,
Like something
yeah.
shady,
Something
right?
shady, uncertain.
That's
Yeah,
what my 2025 dictionary says. Suspicious, yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Suspicious.
So,
Yeah.
but the Epstein's list is exactly something suspicious about it not being released. I mean, that's exactly how I used it. It does not mean that. No, Tandy.
Let me what? I
No,
don't think so.
no. Doesn't mean that. All right, friends.
All right. Yeah, we don't. Well, look, PLTR, good. I think you made a good decision to exit.
Yeah,
The
and
Nvidia
Andrew's.
is not.
Uh
Nvidia's
huh.
not going higher. Decided to
Oh, I
hang
thought
out here.
sus was. No, it's suspicious. Sus is suspicious. You know.
Yeah.
Andrew got in on POTR, and it's a great reversal. So glad I got out of this. Look at this, guys. Right back to VWAP. Um, anybody else join us in chat in our YouTube chat here, guys? You guys take this open halted. Yeah, open is tough now, man. What is it? Sit down or is it back up? Oh, it's back up. Yeah, it's dangerous territory. It's actually halted on the way up now. Hood approaching VWAP. Let's take a look. Hood. It's a long move here. We need a strong signal for a VWAP breakout here because you got a very nice reversal there. Almost $2, close to 3 off the bottom, right? So we need this to like look very clean here. Let's see. Let's see what can take place here. Do I ever take a break and come back into trading same day? No, man. After after 11, I don't take any more day trades. I might take like a swing trade or add to a long-term position, right, on my a different account, not my trading account. My day trading account is done. I have lost so much money doing that, right? Coming back in the afternoon and trying to like, because what is, then everything starts looking like, oh, this is something, and then you give money back, like, no, no. I'm not good in the afternoon. Now I haven't tried trading in the afternoon in a long time, so
Look at the sell off the test.
maybe it's something selling off. Maybe I'll be
Oh no,
better
it's
now.
bounced back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be better now that I'm more experienced, right? Because for example, I haven't done a couple of things that at the beginning that were like, okay, I'm just not good at them, that I haven't tried now.
Mm.
You know, so
Mm.
I might be better at it. Like, look at Peter. Peter never tried the open. He's trading great. Peter never traded the open as much as he does with us here, right? So I
Yeah,
think the
it's
the
true.
experience part of it, you get better. You I probably can be better in the afternoon than what I think I am, but I just don't haven't tried it. But Peter was forced
Yeah.
to be here with me, so he's forced to look at the charts, and then he's like, "Oh, let me take this open." Now he's
Yeah.
taking rising devils and doing good with this, doing good
Yeah.
with that, you know, and he gets paid off
Yeah.
thumbs up. I mean, this guy's got it good.
You're still on that. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. Multiple sources of income.
He's doing it right. There you go, man.
Diversification. Oh, look,
There it
Nvidia. I
is.
got stopped out before the move on Nvidia here. Which is too bad. If I'd left my stop at the original my original place, oh
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it's coming
But,
back, it's coming back. Yeah, hood friends, it's a tough one for me. I don't see the clean setup here yet. We got a couple of breakout candles, this one and this one. This is not really a pull. I don't see a pullback yet. It's just it's a weird setup. And I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because we do have a VWAP webinar coming up. So regardless of what happens, if I don't take it, I'll take a screenshot because this one you're not really getting a pullback, so it's not my setup, right? You know, I like my setup to be clean as far as the push up, the pull back down, you know, and then the confirmation candle that gets above here. Here, it's just kind of like just trending, trending, trending. So at any point, you can have a pullback that can kind of mess things up, right? So let's see, let's watch it. But I'll take a screenshot of it because this will be a good example of one that is coming up to the VWAP, but not necessarily a good VWAP breakout for what I'm looking for, right? So as of yet, if we start getting a pullback here that looks nice and a push back up, then that could be something. I'm always concerned though when I see so many green candles coming to the VWAP. I'm always concerned that we might be not oversold, overbought, but we might want a bigger pullback than the actual VWAP, right? Tesla's doing its thing. I see you guys. Yeah. Another one I'm gonna take a picture of. You guys know this because we've seen it a lot lately. The previous day close right here. I'm not a fan of going against the previous day close. A few times I've done it. It hasn't worked out. We get a quick partial and then it just slants back down. So not a fan of that previous day close going into this trade, even if it does a good VWAP breakout, because your risk to reward, right? Keep in mind, we still got to look at our risk to reward. The risk to reward here, we're risking, got to be down here. We're risking like 1 to make 1. That's right. Not good. That's not good risk to reward. I want to risk 1 to make at least 2 or better, maybe 3. Preferably, I want to do 3 minimum, right? Sometimes we only get 2, but I don't like the setup here. Although this is looking really nice for a breakout. This candle here could turn into a real nice confirmation candle. Either this one or the next one. That buying pressure coming in like that, that is gold right there. Let's see if it can hold. It's got to stay above the VWAP. Next candle in 7 seconds here. The next candle comes in green, goes to 327.50. Here it is. What are you going to do? Big candle here. Oh, it's failing. Got to wait for the confirmation if you're thinking of going long here, because it's got to make a new high. It's got to show the buyers are in control, and it's trying to. Yep. Oh, man. Have a great day. Have a great day. There's no need to put on more risk, but this looks really good. Let's see. Yeah, it's pushing. Oh, man. That's the entry right there. That's your entry. That's my entry, excuse me. That's my entry right there. Stop loss under 326. Let's play it out, see if it actually works. Hesitant just because that previous day closed.
What are you looking at?
Tesla. But I'm not in. I'm just walking. I'm just talking myself through it. I'm not in. I'm not taking it. Yeah. No. But it looks decent. It looks decent. Let's see if it has the juice. And then what's the other one we're looking at? We're looking at the other one. The other one was Hood, right? Did Hood actually work? You guys called out Hood. Came to the VWAP. Yeah, see this. 2 great examples. I gotta make sure I take a screenshot for our webinar coming up August. I gotta check with Mike. I think it's August 19. We have a VWAP webinar on Tuesday. So brand new one. I haven't done a VWAP webinar. I got tons of 5-minute RB stuff, but I haven't done a VWAP breakout. So webinar still be a lot of fun. And you'll see some of the examples that we have traded here. So I'm taking a lot of the recent stuff. Yeah, this might, it might fail, or it might just consolidate before it actually gives you the go ahead. And the reason for that is probably, and you never know exactly why, but my thought would be is we've been pushing up so much, you're right. It kind of needs a break. Need to kind of get the bias a little bit of break, and hopefully they can come back in. Tesla, same thing, man. It's just kind of Tesla might actually still end up going though. We'll have to see. How you guys doing with your reversals? Degen? No, I'm not gonna do it, man. No. I have. It's gonna be one and done for me today. No. Stop being a bad influence, man. DJ's trying to get me to jump on this. No. We're good. Great, you got reversal on Nvidia and AMD. Yep, both turned out pretty good. POTR, VI breakout. Yeah, same thing. This is here. Consolidating. Andrew took this for a reversal. Let me show you. Andrew's day turned around nicely. He's got Nvidia. Yeah, I haven't.
He had a big loss on open, but yes, he made it back.
No, but that was
like I
he
mentioned,
made okay
Nvidia and PLTR. Yeah, he went
because that
long
was
at
just
the
a
same
couple
time
of
on those.
cents, right? That was just a couple of cents. He didn't hold that.
Yeah, but he had a big size.
Oh,
I think.
okay. All right. If I let's look at his screen here. But he's got to be good now because look at this Nvidia trade, right? What is this fast stuff? What is this? Fastino. Nice ticker name.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got Nvidia. He's got PLTR. If he's still in it, I saw him going PLTR reversal as well. So hopefully he's in that. And that is my man. Yes, look at that. Partial. See, this is the thing. Adding is good, man. I gotta get on that. And then partial, and then he's adding here to hold the VWAP. So adding game is good. Could really increase your profits. Adding is good. Your thoughts on Open? Open is a good scalping stock, but I think right now, as far as technicals, it's all over the place, man. It's just gonna be harder to read now, second day in, especially after selling down here. I'm personally not gonna touch this. It's gonna be a lot of messing around with it today too. 400 million shares traded. It might do a billion again today. Man, the volume.
I know it's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah, and it doesn't move much because it's not a low float. It doesn't move much, right? It's not gonna drop $1 on you. So to make it worth your while, you gotta take a boatload of shares, right? So in doing that, you're if you don't have a good scalping strategy, you're better off trading PLTR and take a couple of shares, right? So and you can get $1 move here. So it's it's a give or take. Yesterday was great. Today I don't think it's a day for it. I think it's a lot of sus things happening here. All right, promise the last time I use it. I won't use it after this, but it just felt right.
Careful, man. You're
it just felt right.
Into this new terminology. I don't know.
Last time I use it. Promise. That's it for today. Last time I used it for today. Might come back tomorrow with it.
I don't know, Carlos. It's this slippery slope.
Can you imagine sitting in a meeting? Yeah, this is suspect, man. This is sus, or this is no cap. What's no cap? I see now one hoe is throwing things I don't know what they mean. What's no cap? That I don't know. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what it stands for.
No cap. Here's my dictionary.
It means like no good. It means it's.
No good is probably what it means. Yeah.
I don't know. You need to get the old Urban Dictionary out. Yeah, it's like so falsehood.
No lie. Okay, so cap, he's lying. Yes,
Yeah.
nice reverse on PLTR and Nvidia. I showed you guys both of those from Andrew. Really nice trading. We said it right. We said it too. And Peter, you were in it. Unfortunately, you're out, but you're in it.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
in it on Nvidia. You know, we might get reversals a lot earlier today because of how much we dropped, at least back to VWAP, and we did. Nvidia back to VWAP. Andrew took that. PLTR back to VWAP. He took that as well. So I took it to the short side, and Andrew jumped into the long side. He got in right around this area, I think. So good, good, good. And then he added like right here. Beautiful ad right there, which is gonna work on that. We're gonna work on the adding. Adding is important. Why not take the trade if it's your setup? Couple of things, right? I wanna make my goal. I'm well above my goal today, and I just don't want to risk no more. You know, I wanna put no more risk. So today I had a great trade. We had a small red day yesterday. Today I more than made up that day, and I'm green for the day, green for the week. When you're sitting there, it's hard for me to go and risk more money. You know, every time you take a trade, you're taking a risk. So I was not, and also I was not too convinced about this setup for a couple of reasons. It was not an A plus plus for me, even if it works out. And I explained to you guys why. Why? Because we have this previous day close line here. I don't like that, right? If we didn't have that, maybe I would have taken it. So yes, it still might end up working out, but I don't like the setup as an A plus plus, right? A PLTR off the view, I didn't do so well. What's the other one we were looking at? Is it Nvidia? No, it's another one that was looking pretty good. I think it might have been
Tesla?
PLTR.
No. Tesla.
Tesla's the
PLTR?
one with the previous day close. What was the other one?
Yeah.
I think that was it. And maybe PLTR. Hood.
For
Sorry.
the drop? Oh,
Hood. It was Hood. Oh, look, and Hood failed, right? And why did I like Hood? Because we had such a great run already, right? Even with the breakout strategy here from the VIA, this run is going to require some consolidating. I don't think you just can just bounce off the VIA up and keep on going. This is a big, big push, guys. $2-3 almost. So it's not an A plus setup. So if I already made my money for the day and then some, hit my goal plus some, unless it's an A plus setup, why would you put on more risk, right? Be done. Enjoy the green day. You know, cover yesterday's red trade and then some, and just come back tomorrow. And trade during the prime time. My prime time is 8:30 to 11. That's prime time for me. So, you know, come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. There's no need to push it and then put yourself at risk and give money back, right? There's no need for that. And I personally hate doing that. I hate having a great day, great, nice, clean day, one trade, and then take another trade that gives some back and then gets me on tilt and do all of that. Nah, I'm not doing that. I like stress-free trading. Oh, what we got going on over here? Hold on a second. I'm seeing some people waving, and I'm just like, what's going on? Here it is. Our buddy Mike is in Andrew's place. And you know what? We could listen in. Where's my volume bars here? I do have this set up somewhere. I think here it is. There it is.
You're gonna take him out to
I
buy
was doing
some.
no, actually, go. Well, I have no, but still good for today. Tomorrow, I'm gonna. I have everything. I can give it to you.
All right, there we go. Guys doing their thing. Over in Andrew's place.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And Mike got stuck for hours, a couple hours in the at the airport. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was stuck for
he
a
made
while.
it. He made it. All right, friends.
Wondered why
What
I was
else?
hearing an echo of the chat room. I'm like, why am I hearing it? But you had it on.
Oh yeah, I had it on. Yeah. Well, I've been messing around with the thing, and there's a button here where you can listen in.
Yeah, I see that's
But then it can create an echo if somebody already has, if you're playing on the side. All right, there's Andrew's trading today. Monster stuff. PLTR and Nvidia
Yeah.
for the win. for the win today. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Trade Canada, let's go. I don't know. I already got where I was going. I already got where I was going today. Things coming back down a bit here, which is expected of the VWAP, right? There's more weakness. This is what you expect. Coast never recovered. Might actually just go back down to like $3 here after it's done for today. Again, it's just wild. Watching in the middle of moving. Ian, good to see you, man. We haven't seen you in some time. Good to see you. Good to see you in chat. Friends, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We appreciate it very much. It does help us out a ton. When you guys do that, so we appreciate it. Right now we're sitting at 352. 400 is our goal. 500 is amazing, but we're sitting at 352. We'd love to be a little bit higher, so smack that thumbs up and help us get to our goal of 400. And then tomorrow we do membership day tomorrow, so make sure to come back, subscribe. Bunch of stuff happening. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so membership day. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. That means that we actually give away a full year membership. It's like $3,000 worth of value every week. It does feel like Wednesday. Trade Canada. Peter, I thought it was Wednesday. It does feel like Wednesday, but it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday today. So make sure to come back tomorrow. Subscribe, like. And then tomorrow, guys, I want you guys to win. So make sure you subscribe, you like, and you comment. Because, again, I always see it. Like, there's 1,000 of you watching and only, like, 600 being considered for the membership, right? So I want you to win. I do it. I want to win. I want to win to say I won.
Another drop.
What do you think?
Everything.
Peter?
A lot of stuff dropped. Coin had a big drop this morning.
Yeah.
So many things. And I'm disappointed I wasn't along for the ride on Tesla, really, because I was there, but it unfortunately was a little too choppy to get started, unlike so many other things. And then, NVIDIA bounced back sort of as I had hoped. Oh, well.
Tesla,
Carlos, look.
Tesla was your first trade? Yeah, Tesla was
Yeah.
your first trade, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. I feel good. At least I said I wasn't just watching this time, so I was actually trying to play. So that's good.
No,
Good
I really
start.
like I like their Nvidia trade, man. So bummed out that you got stopped out right after the partial. But your Nvidia trade, I knew it. If I was to say it like Brian, I was at least try to get to VWAP and yeah.
This was stopped out to the penny. Dang it! Look at that.
Yeah, if you need a membership, come tomorrow. Membership Wednesdays. Andrew comes on around 10:30, which is around this time. He'll be on shortly. We'll look over his monster trades on NVIDIA and PLTR. How many trades he had? I saw it quickly. He had NVIDIA, PLTR, and Open. That's it, those three?
Well, he had Open, but what happened to Open? It seemed to have disappeared from his P&L. He must have been trading that in a different account.
No, I think he was showing you the unrealized probably.
Oh,
Could be. I don't. Yeah. So he has the two things. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah. But he still had left. Open.
All right.
We need to I think Andrew and his later in the day, like if he waits 15 minutes, I know that's difficult for him to do, but if he waits 15 minutes for the market open, after the market open, he'll be crushing it. Because if you notice, a lot of his losses are like first early on, like the first 5 minutes, and then after he does these trades that cover the loss, and it's just like, dude, I wouldn't even show up. I wouldn't show up until like 9:45. It's the market. Like, it's incredible. So, and this is something I'm saying it because it's something he also has mentioned himself, and then I realized that that is true. He needs to wait a little longer. And he's incredible. Frank, we said today was gonna be fun because we started off with all the conversation about sus and this and that. We started off. That's why we ran late. Me and Peter went off the rails today a little bit. But good times, good times.
We did. We're talking about shopping and clothes, and we had a
Yeah,
whole fashion
kids,
moment there.
uniform. Yeah, we did. Sarah, yes, I look at other trades. I might not enter another trade depending how much cushion I have from the trade I'm into. Like if a trade where I'm very close to my entry, then I have to really look at it. I won't enter another trade. I don't want to divide my attention. I want to focus on the price action, make sure I'm not missing anything, and just trying to do too much. Like on the POTR today, when it was doing all of this here, I'm not really looking for another trade. I'm not really doing that. Once it started moving here, then yeah, I started looking at Peter's trade, started looking at other things, no problem. But when you're in this zone, when I don't have a cushion yet, yeah, I'm not really messing around too much, you know. Yama says I could have used off the hinges. Okay, off the hinges.
That's it's an older
Yeah, that
expression.
doesn't seem as new. Uh, not to say anything bad about Andrew. This is something that he has mentioned himself. I said, in fact, he has said it, and I said, I agree with his observation. That's what I did. I agree with his observation. You know.
Mm.
Let's make sure your target for the day, and then let's just say you make your target for the day and then some. Let's say instead of 1%, you're up 5%, but you still see something beautiful trade. Yeah, if listen, it's all about what kind of setup it is. If this is like 8 plus, like man, everything is checking. Yeah, I have taken a trade, but if it's something where I'm just taking a trade because I feel good and I had a really nice trade and I want to add some more to it, and it's not really a great setup, then that's where it's hard to draw the balance, right? Like Tesla today, again, I think this was a great setup into you see the previous day close. Eventually worked out. You had to wait for a while. Eventually actually end up working out. So if you took this trade, you had your right stop, and then you let the trade work like Peter does. Put his hands away, put the orders in, let the trade do its thing. You're sitting pretty right now if you did that, right? Because you had to wait almost 35 minutes for it to give you at least 1 hour here at the previous day close. But yeah, something looks A plus. Yeah, I'll take it even if I'm at go. I might take less risk just because I don't want to. If it doesn't work, I don't want to give a lot of my profit back. But usually the go-to is not to trade anymore. Usually the go-to is that. So, but yeah, look at this Tesla trade. It's awesome. Now that it worked out pretty good. Worked out really nice. Nvidia's coming back to VWAP. QS was pure garbage. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys the screen. QS popped up here, did nothing. Nvidia trying to recover here. Tesla, man, Tesla wants to go. You guys take Tesla? I mean, it was a great setup, right? Not an A plus for me at the time I was looking at, but it was a great setup. You guys take it? What do we have here? Yeah, but that's our time. Off the hinges or off the wall. It's much simpler. Some people say when you're trading well, keep looking for setup. Most people stop trading when they are trading well, but overtrade when they are not trading well. Yeah, Jonathan, it's
That's true.
it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
so
true. It's very true. But I also think that you have to protect your mindset.
Yeah.
So I'm very good at stopping when I hit my max loss. 3 trades in a row are not going well. I stop. There's no trying to make my money back in overtrading. I used to do that, lost tons of money. I stopped doing that. That's a hard rule. I don't do that anymore. For me, again, after you make money and if you lose, if you take a trade and you lose it, that triggers a whole set of psychological issues, man, that I just don't want to deal with. You know, it's puts you in a bad space with your confidence testing this. I just don't like it. If I made the money, I don't like the part about losing it, right? So, yes, I get it. If you're doing well, step on the gas. Doesn't really work for me, right? And also keep in mind, I got a very limited time frame, right? Like I'm trading a strategy that happens great between 8:30 and 9:30 and 11. So it's not like I have other strategies. Like Peter, you have other strategies. You have the 110 that happens at the close. You have the mountain pass that can happen any minute now after these things start going. And you have the opening stuff that you have added. So that's different. Peter.
And I'm going to be talking about that tonight in my webinar. If you're an elite member, I'll talk about trading multiple strategies.
That's great, but I want to hear what has you going cray cray over there. What has you going cray cray? Oh,
so,
yeah, I see it.
Yep. Tesla, I was looking at a long at 10.15, and just as it had pulled back to VWAP, I thought this would be a great entry. And I'm very much regretting, because I never would have been tested on that at that entry, and look at it now. And because you know how you're saying like Hood, for example, I think it was Hood that you didn't want to take because you weren't sure that it was going to push through the VWAP because of the big pullback. Tesla is one of those ones that absolutely can make those big moves and just continue right all the way up and through. We've seen it how many times. So unlike Hood or PLTR, which can sometimes struggle, like PLTR even is struggling at the VWAP, I would say a little bit. Tesla, we've seen it so many times where it can easily, the fans come back and off they go, right? They take it away.
And we did mention it. We saw this here, and this candle came up. We're like, okay, that's our entry, right? So I'm like, okay, this is our entry here, and our stop loss got to be below this candle around 326. And
and I wasn't thinking there, but you're right. I heard you say that. That's what got me looking at it. And it was 2 minutes later, as I said, when I was looking at it, and thought, you know what, this is a good entry. I should take it.
Yeah.
And you know, there's. So something you were saying about stopping when you're ahead. Here's some advice that I provided to Thor a long while back. Because when Thor was starting out, he was just killing it, right? He was making great trades, but like you, Carlos, were saying, he would stop when he was ahead because he was afraid of giving his profits back. And you know, he had a good justification because he said, look, I'm using this money to live off of, and therefore I don't want to risk my sort of daily income. And you know, I said, that's good, but you're costing yourself opportunity for future profits, like some of the people were saying. So the advice I gave was, look, whenever you find yourself ahead, if you ever say, look, I've got a target, for argument's sake, just so we understand, you know, let's say your target is $200 on the day. If you find yourself at $250, then take a trade that risks no more than $50. And if you find yourself back at your target, if you lose, you're done. But if you win, now you've built upon it. You can continue that good day, and then you can take another and take another, as long as you preserve the whatever your targeted capital is within reason.
Yeah.
I think that's how you can sort of manage both of those perspectives. Now, sometimes, you know, if you're in and you're up at $220, well, now you got a tough choice because you probably don't want to take a trade that's only going to risk $20 because it's probably just not worth it for your time, right? Based on what your trading approach is. So maybe you just say, you know what, I'm good. I'm going to call it a day at that point. But if you find yourself up to 50, like I said, 300 or greater, then why not risk some of what the overage is and see if you can add to it. And if you don't, then you're out.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree with that. Again, I'd taken trades before, but there's got to be A+ setup, you know, and usually if they're not A+, why bother, you know? So they got to be great setups. And then this one, and this Tesla one, again, I love everything about it, but just this previous day close line here, I don't like. I've been burned a couple of times with that. The risk to reward wasn't great. But yeah, I did like this Tesla quite a bit, man, quite a bit. I see Brian in chat. Let's make sure we connect over to
Good morning.
Hey, good morning,
Brian.
How you doing?
So lots of opportunities this morning to get short different stocks.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I
actually took one.
Oh, did you? Okay. Which one did you choose?
Tesla.
Okay.
Tesla. I got a good.
Tesla had a
I got
nice
a good
drop.
initial. Actually, Brian, you'd be proud of me because I took an initial trade on Tesla here. I can show you on the screen that I'm sharing. So here, I didn't, unfortunately, I got out before the big move, so I didn't take advantage of that. But then I actually got long on Nvidia on the bounce. And we're
Yeah.
able to get along.
Okay.
Once again, I got stopped out, but at least I was in it. So I'm happy with that. Because normally I'd just be sitting and watching.
Number of traders in our room took PLTR as a right off of
Mm.
PDC. It was a perfect rejection right there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos had that.
I got
Yeah.
yeah, I got short Nvidia. I wish I'd have stuck for it in because I didn't really think it was going to drop as much as it did, but
Mm-hmm.
um, even tried to take a bit of a bounce there around 168. It didn't work out, but then we got the bounce finally when it got down to around 165. So traded it to the downside and to the upside.
Nice.
And yeah, so just long some Qs right now, the calls. And yeah, it was a really nice day. A lot of levels were respected here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tesla. Look at that bounce right off S4. That would have been a really great long entry. Unfortunately, didn't get that, but so Carlos, you just did the one trade or you did more?
No, no, it's just PLTR. Just PLTR.
Okay, that's all you need. One and done.
Good morning,
Yep.
everybody.
Good
Hey,
morning. Good
Andrew.
morning.
Ah,
Have
this is
do you have your
nice.
sidekick with you there? Where is
You
he?
go.
Still
I
hanging
went to
out?
took a quick shower, come back and see my positions are going up. That's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
Good
profitable,
refreshing.
thing.
It's
It's
refreshing.
very refreshing. You
profitable
come,
power.
you didn't get a stop down. Your positions are up $5,000. That's great. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna partial more here on NVIDIA at 78. That's very nice. You go take a shower, come back, and you see PLTR is going higher. That's great, isn't it? There you go. So I'm setting some more PLTR here at 149.18. So I had a pretty good day. So I had three trades. One of them big loss on open, which again, these penny stocks, lower price stocks are really, really difficult to trade, and you really don't want to mess around with them. Someone in the chat mentioned that why in our funded account we don't allow this funds, because you blow up in the first day, and I want you to have a good experience, learn how to trade, learn how to do the risk management, learn how to build a trade book for 3 months. And then we did a really nice reversal in the chat room. Will, one of our traders, is very experienced. He called it and I looked at it. And as you see in my chart here, and I can actually put the entries and exits here. So we saw this double bottom here. So we, took the long here. I added more on the pullback, and then I added more at the VWAP. And as you see here, I think we're going to get to 149.50, 150 also a possibility that we can get. So that's a very nice profitable trade here on that. So here's the position. As you see, I still have 2,000 shares of PLTR, and I have still 3,000 shares of NVIDIA here sitting up here. Same trade on NVDA. Brian shorted NVDA very nicely at the open. So Brian took a really nice trade here as well. And then we saw the very similar pattern, like a double bottom. And then we took this trade. So NVDA, you can trade like this, or you can just trade a leverage product called NVDL. And again, it's exactly the same, but 2 times leverage. Look at this. I changed my chart. See, that's exactly the same pattern, but 2 times leverage. So as you see here, we just went long, added more, and then boom, that's it's a really beautiful pop that we got. So yeah, and the open was another trade that I did that I got to stop that at the open, and then I took another reversal on it at the open, but eventually turned out to be a super big loss on the open. So you don't want to mess around with these really low float stocks or lower price stocks. But overall, it was a pretty good trading day.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a really good day.
So
It
I'm
didn't
here
look
to
very promising.
No, it didn't look very promising, but the reversals, if you wait, your pattern is going to come. You have to wait. And that's the most important part. Like this open, I really shouldn't have traded that. Like I just didn't have any trade book. I didn't have anything on it. And why do you trade that? Just wait until that beautiful reversal is coming for you. So as you see, these beautiful reversals, you know, higher high, higher lows, just it's going to come. You just have to wait for your setup. See, James, in YouTube, that's exactly my point. Is you gotta wait for the stock. You're gonna wait. I know this FOMO is just crazy. Um,
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to sit and wait for your setup. That's one of the challenges of trading. You wanna get in there and make a trade, but it's discipline. What it boils down to.
Benzinga market update, S&P futures down 10, the Dow futures up 25, NASDAQ is down 121. Crude is down 90 cents at $65.05. Natural gas is down 10 cents at $3.22. Gold is up 32.90 at 34.39.30. Bitcoin futures up 23.50 at 119,170.
yeah, perfect. So that's Benzinga market update. So it's trading terminal. I think you guys on YouTube can hear it. So NVDA, so someone asked how did you trade NVDA? So essentially what we are looking at NVIDIA, if I go on the 5-minute chart here, guys, you know, when you're selling off an extreme, so when you're looking for a higher lows.
Drone events in 2025, there are U.S. airports, including 11 aircraft, that reported taking invasive action to avoid colliding with drones. That at a Senate hearing,
What did he say? President wants to fly drones?
No, he said
didn't
apparently
hear
there's a
that.
Senate hearing on the fact that aircraft have had to take evasive action to avoid drones, and they're looking to put in some more regulation, I think.
Yeah, these drones are really it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of these ones that lots of people are flying drones around places there where there's forest fires, and the planes that are trying to put out the fire are hitting them.
Yeah, that's great. Like this, like the war, the nature of the. Let me stop this. This was the nature of the wars has changed. Like you know, these new wars, like Russia, Ukraine, like Israel, Iran, they showed that it's just drones. It's all drones. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
why? I don't know why US has like 20,000 personnel in Middle East. Why do you need them anymore? Like the the plane started from US, went bombed and went back to the US. And the submarines did the missiles. Like you don't need soldiers anymore. All drones. Like it's just the nature of the war has changed with these drones. It's crazy.
yeah, it really has, hasn't it? It's amazing. Drones
Yeah.
flying around, surveillance,
And it films for you
kamikaze
too.
drones.
Ukraine actually was inside the Russia when they film it for you too. Move, move, move. Like you can make TikTok videos out of that too. What else do you want? You can get
Yeah,
paid by TikTok and YouTube and also destroy $300 million planes. Like this is awesome. Yeah, this is just the nature of the war. It's
all right.
really.
I have to leave. I've got an eye appointment, so gonna have to drop off a few minutes early here. So I'll
Awesome. Yeah,
see you later,
goodbye.
Andrew.
Yeah, awesome. So let me get answer some questions. So about the entry, guys. So someone is asking about the entry. So the entry depends on your strategy. The strategy that we were trading on NVIDIA today was a double bottom. So essentially, we are looking at a potential double bottom here. So your entry is defined by the trade book that you design, and then adds and exits also defined by the trade book and a strategy that you have. Each trade book, each strategy has a different entry and exit criteria, and that's the topic of my next book that is going to publish this week. Is how to actually define all these criterias in the strategy that you're learning. So again, opening range breakout is a strategy, but how you put all these elements together and execute that is called trade book. And that's what we teach in P Capital Bootcamp, help you build a trade book or one or two, and then do the forward testing on a simulator and a funded account and see the results. We provide you the journaling tool, and then you actually see if that strategy is worth or not. So all the P Capital Bootcamp people, they get access to the funded account and also to the journaling tool, because you have to build that forward testing results. Yes, you can do the back testing, but forward testing is more important to actually see if you can execute it or not. So it's all this. Can do you use leverage on positions? Yes, I do. Sometimes I use leverage on my positions. Usually brokers stop you from using leverage on leverage product. So if you want to buy TQQQ, then it's usually they limit the margin on that. You can't buy TQQ on margin, depending on the brokers. Like CMEG allows it, some of the offshore brokers allow it, but interactive brokers usually limit the margin requirement to 1-to-1. So if you have $1 million, you can only buy $1 million of TQQ, but you can buy $3 million of QQQ itself, or Apple or Tesla. My biggest losses has always come from using excessive leverage, and that's usually most of the time the traders lose for using excessive leverage. Warren Buffett has a big quote that 3L puts people in trouble: liquor, lady, and leverage. So these 3Ls put the men in trouble. Although you can't say that in the modern world, but that's Warren Buffett said that. He has to take responsibility. They can't cancel Warren Buffett. My biggest loss on day trading was, I think I've had losses of about $200,000. I think, what was it on? On day trading, maybe, I don't remember the tickers. I know in the earlier, Yelp was the one that was really running up, and I was shorting it. It was like a big loss. But in that time, it was really big, but not the account size of 9 million that I have. The biggest loss on swing trading was about $2 million twice, one in 2022 and one in Liberation Day. The 2022 was worse because it was like 50% of my account. The Liberation Day was a smaller portion of my account. All right. Oh yeah, car was that, JT. I don't remember how much was that car was that during the liquor, leverage, and lady, Steve. Yeah, it was something around that one. Like I don't remember. Like I was so traumatized that I wanted to not remember those numbers. Like it really, like it's PTSD. Like, all right, so that is the question. Anything? Let's see. Get some more question. So Trade Canada is asking, how do you plan your entries and adding to your position? Again, it really goes into the strategy. So if you're, for example, trading 1 minute opening range breakout, your entries is defined by the strategy that you have. So I cannot give you a general answer. You have to ask, okay, what strategy? The trade book and the strategy defines your entries and exits. And that's what we're trying to teach. What we're trying to teach in this community is to building a system. Because everybody knows how to trade. Everybody knows what the call option is, put option is, what's the indicators. But building a system is the most difficult part. And the system can be completely different. A system can be completely without indicator, just price action. Paris is trading only order flow. Thor is using different indicators like CAM indicators and some indicators that they design. And people trade differently. And that's how their entries and exits defined by the strategy that they're building. So for a 5-minute opening range breakout, like for example, for a 5-minute opening range breakdown, let's review a 5-minute opening range breakdown. NVIDIA today was a 5-minute opening range breakdown. You're looking for a weakest stock, a really big bearish candle. So that's, for example, in this one is, a bearish candle. And then you try to get an entry at the break of that bearish candlestick and put a stop loss above the VWAP. In this particular case, Brian took a very nice 5-minute opinion range breakdown on it. I didn't see the NVDA. By the time that I saw it, it was late. But in this pullback would have been a very nice entry with a stop loss around here. So that would be a risk. And then you see you start partialing in the first R, and then you partial more on the second R, and then you can partial again and then another R, and then you can partial another R. And you see when you're partialing this one, it would be a really nice, maybe 1 to 3 in average risk to reward that you're having. So see, that's a very beautiful 5-minute opinion range breakdown in this particular case. If you go to the 1-minute candlestick, you get a better, like again, 5-minute is your strategy. 1 minute can be your tactical decision making. So if I go to the 1-minute candlestick, so again, this is the first 5 minutes that is sold off. This pullback could be a really good place for the entry. So that could be a good place to go long, and then you can have these moving averages to use you as a guide. And then it dropped. This one, NVIDIA dropped like 2%, which is nice. You can do NVDL short, which gives you 4% drop, or you can go with the options of NVDA, buy, get 110%, 20%, sometimes, 100% return by the option. So you can use the leverage to benefit from these great moves. So Frank is asking what the chances NVIDIA comes back to the open today. You really don't know. I mean, that's a $1 billion question. If you know NVIDIA is going up back to the previous day close, I don't think it's going to go green. Like again, it sold off almost 4% and now it bounces back. And again, 11 a.m. I don't know, unless there's some significant news or something, or anything from president or anything from the Federal Reserve, I don't think NVIDIA is going to recover another 2%. This is not the type of a stock that moves. This is a $4 trillion company. I don't think it's going to move up and down for 5% for forever. So it's very unlikely that this is going to go back to green. But is it going to go much lower either? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe start chopping around and do a small move and stuff. A lot of time on a normal day, you have some big moves at the open, and a lot of times just very small move to the upside or to the downside, or maybe choppy. These are based on experience. Like for example, open. This is a crazy stock at the open. I thought that okay, maybe we can do opening edge breakout, but as soon as it really lost the VWAP, I thought that this might be an all-day sell-off. Same as KSS. We thought that this might be an all-day sell-off. These crazy stocks, when you see here, we see them a lot and goes up, and then the next day, if they can't continue the move, they might actually be an all-day sell-off. So we see these a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if the open, like for example, would have been this candlestick on open. It's very possible. So Lenny, what did you trade? Yeah, okay, perfect. Lenny did the short on NVDA. Yeah, the market seems that it's really getting a push. The bonds are going up. So the bond market, TLT is 20-year treasury. The bonds are going up. It means that the interest rates are coming down. SPYs, really nice, all-time high. KSS was also a very amazing trade in the pre-market, but again, at the open, do you see this candlestick? We've seen this a lot, and these are really dangerous. That's why we're saying be careful on that. Risk management is very important. Like if you buy that 20 and now it's at 13, even if you buy 1,000 share, so you're down $7,000. You know what I mean? That's the share size is super important on risk management and risk. You never really lose 30% on NVDA, so that's why you can load up and use leverage to buy it. But these kind of stocks, you got to be super careful, and that's why if it's below $5, we don't allow it in the funded account for your own benefit. We want to protect you from yourself. NVDL seems that it's going up. Okay, I see a very beautiful young man sitting at home. His name is Thor. is ready to come. They don't see you yet, but I'm gonna stop my screen. I'm gonna hand it over to Mr. Thor.
Well, thank you, boss. I appreciate that. Good to see you having such a lovely trading day, better than mine right now. I'm actually red right now, so I'm hoping. But I had a great trading day yesterday. So, and a lot of your risk management stuff you talk about is really so true. Like yesterday, I hit 3 winning trades yesterday while I was traveling at the airport. And so I made a really, really good day yesterday. So it's today, even if I have 3 losing trades, because they're all going to be smaller and managed, it just doesn't really matter. It's just, we can just kind of do that and just be graceful about it. So, but I'll show everyone my losers here ever so subtly. But I really appreciate your insight on, because I think one of the things you've demonstrated to this community better than maybe anybody out there is how to manage loss and rebound well from that. So I think, I always make sure everyone's like clued into that. So thumbs up, everybody, likes and loves for our boss on
Awesome.
showing
Thanks,
us how it's
guys.
done.
So we're gonna thanks. I'm gonna sign up from the chat room. So continue in the YouTube, guys. We'll see you, the guys. And I think Paris and Gary are gonna come to the chat room. We'll continue on YouTube.
Cool, everybody. So let me go ahead and show you what I've been up to today. So I took a trade on 2K earlier today because we had got a nice R3 short call here. And I took a stop on it, just barely got edged out on this one, of course. And then it came back, set up, and made a new low. So I went ahead and hit it again. And we got a drop here. I ran my stop a little wide, as you can tell. And because my stop was maybe a little too wide, I didn't quite get to my target. So I'm actually down right now. I'm red on the day currently. But I am still in on this trade. So maybe we still got a chance to get down here. This is actually a 5R target down here. So I needed a little bit lower for here. Now, fortunately, when we pulled back up, I was watching MYM. And MYM gave me an opportunity to reoffer when it reoffered R3. So I went ahead and got short on MYM when it made an isolated pivot here at R3. And then I actually have pulled my risk down a little bit. My original stop was up here, but I went ahead and pulled that in a little closer now because if it goes up, I'll stop out for a smaller loss. So right now I'm still currently in this trade and I'm looking for a move down to S3 on this one. I really like this week offer. Now I have new toys that are going to be coming out for everybody. We are currently working in my small little shop of horrors. We are working on a new volume. So this right now is a beta version, so I cannot share it, but make sure you follow my social media, right? That's Thor at Thor Young BBT on IG, as well as at Thor Young on X, right? Because I'll share it once it's ready. But what this volume does is it actually changes its opacity based upon the amount of volume that's coming in. So when you're rallying on weak volume, your candle volume will literally just disappear, right? So it makes it really easy for you to be able to see when your volume is dropping. So now look, if you look back, all you have to do to be able to see where your volume's coming in at. Oh, thank you, SPX, for getting in the way. All you need to be able to do is look back and see where your brighter colored candles are, where you can actually see stuff that's going on, right? So it makes it really stand out really nicely. And it also copies it into the chart. So you can see here, like this was a very bright sell response, right? But you can actually see in these moments when we rally, the opacity starts to drop on the candle, showing the volume was lowering. So it should really help out with identifying some of these really nice opportunities and read the VPA a little bit better. So I didn't like NQ or ES because they opened and went the wrong direction. I wanted them to rally first, find a seller so I could then sell off of a higher level. And I didn't want to buy because it looked like we were a sell today. All the volume was on. Opacity. Did I say opacity? I am Southern. You have to give me a little bit of slack here, dude. Opacity. Just kidding. So anyway, we'll see if we hit this. Now, yesterday, opacity, I think is the correct term. So I didn't come here to be a linguist. So I'm just kidding. I am Southern though. So I did have a really great trading day yesterday. Hit 3 full-size trades. So, or, 3 really good ones. So yeah, forgiven for Southern. So, we're starting to rally again. So I think today might end up being a red day for me, but it's okay, right? I'm more than happy to show you guys a red day. You know what I mean? The great thing about hitting full targets and really making good money on them is when you're wrong, it's just not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? So we'll hang out here. If we lose a couple trades, we'll lose a couple trades. So before we get into some questions and stuff, I'll start looking at some tickers. Don't let me forget Premier EWS. Okay, I'll look at some tickers for you. And then Benjamin, don't let me forget. The answer, Benjamin, is because we are selling, but I'll elaborate. Ooh, nice absorption there. So I want to talk about the schedule, and a couple things I want to do. I have some ideas, and I would like to run them by y'all to see if you're interested. Actually, I have 16 contracts at this level. It just split filled me, and it ran it with 2 stops. So you can actually see here, I actually have 16 contracts total. So it's just hidden right underneath it. You just can't see it. So because it split filled me on the order. I have some ideas for the show. Number 1 idea, we are going to be talking soon with the gentleman from Spot Gamma, Nathan, our guy on Fridays. Spoke with them a little bit. We're going to be meeting, and hopefully one of their best presenter guys is going to come on the show from 11 to 12, right? And do a presentation on utilizing Spot Gamma. But I'm going to bring on one of the guys from Spot Gamma, if not the guy from Spot Gamma, to talk about that product for you. They are a BBT affiliate, so we'll also have like a link and a code for you and stuff like that. But for any of you who are options traders, this is going to be especially options traders, this is going to be a do not want to miss moment as far as I'm concerned. You're going to definitely want to be there. Also, our Wednesday sessions with Dr. V have been doing quite well. So we would like to I would like to see if anybody who is a trader, I think we're going to try and ask somebody we have in mind, but if there's anybody who would be interested in coming on the show to speak with me and Dr. V about your trading experience, and be able to actually have like a one-on-one session more or less with her, with everybody kind of watching. So it's kind of crazy, but it's like, it'd be like almost like Dr. Phil almost show, but for trading. But Dr. V, obviously. So we're looking for some people who would be interested in maybe coming on to work with her. And we're going to do like a 3-split screen and have that on there. So if you're interested in that, maybe send me an email, thor@bearbulltraders.com for now. I'm going to work on actually getting a separate email, but for now you can just send me one there if you're interested in coming on and chatting with us. I think it could be a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean, be very exposed, I mean, like she's going to ask you all the questions. So only the toughest of traders need apply. But I think it would just be an amazing segment. Of course, Christine. Of course I will. I'll definitely, I will share the link in here as soon as I have it available on whatever that next day I'm on is. Right? So no worries there. I will definitely share it there. I'm not that, it doesn't need to be driven to my media. It's just keep an eye there. But if you don't use it, I will share it in here, certainly. Okay, so let's talk. So let's start with, where was it? What was the ticker you had asked me about? It wasn't, Amazon was next. Hood, what do you think of Hood and IBR? Okay. I like your style. What do I think of Hood? Which I don't have on here. Hold on. All right. So correct. So Hood, this is Hood's IBR. This green box here is the IBR, right? So what are the chances, the statistical chance that Hood stays inside of its IBR, right? I would have to pull that, and I can. Hold on one second. And let's run it. Let's just do the last 3 months. No break is actually 13% on this one, which isn't like, it's not high, but it's not low. So there is a chance you could just stay inside of the IB. The chances of a double breaker almost are very low, right? So and then a single break here, right, is a 3/4 certainty, right? So what we would be looking for is the play was, so this is one of those ones, like if you were short here on this R3 short, which looks lovely now, right? This is one of those reasons you'd feel comfortable holding this as a day trade. Look, we basically ran out our entire ATR low. Really nice. Ugh, MYM, why are you doing this to me? Look at this thing starting to buy a bit. I really like this trade though. So on Hood, let me look at Hood's book real quick, and I'll tell you more of what I think it'll likely do. I mean, even though that was a big candle, it really wasn't like a ton of volume. I actually still feel pretty good about this trade. Hood looks like it wants to go back to $100, but it's lacking order structure to get there, and it's buying too much. But if I was going to pick a direction, if I was going to say which IB do I think it's going to go to, it's IB higher, it's IB low, it looks to me more likely that it's going to want to run to its low. But they need to tier in more orders, which they are actually. Oh, actually, they just started to. They just started bringing in some orders here. We do have some generalized absorption. So I think Hood could really drop here. There's some selling on MYM. Come on. You know you want to. I know you want to. No. SBET? Never heard of it. Let's do it. Man, I was trading live in Peak Capital. Don't forget that I think there's still some signups available for Peak Capital for the next boot. I don't think it's full yet, but you may have to double check. But one of the cool things is, like, if you wanted to trade live with me, I trade live in Peak Capital 2 mornings a week, live screen share and everything. So if you want to watch me lose and take, I'm just kidding. If you want me to watch me have a red day live, I mean, you can do it there. But I also do presentations for Peak that I specifically make for that group and answer, questions. It's a smaller environment, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so SBET. I kind of like it for a short here, a lot actually. So we're lacking some order structure to the downside, and our book is a little bullish right now. That's what I mean. And we have a little bit too much buy volume. But this is really, like, I like how we had this really strong push, but it was actually a really small candle considering how much volume it was. And then we engulfed, and then we threw this isolated pivot and sold. After that happened, look how they started tiering new orders to the downside right after that happened. Right? So it looks like they're interested in coming back to this low right down here. They even already brought in the orders after we went through this block. So I actually think this could be it's already calling as short as far as the playbook goes. And I do think the order book looks like it has some potential to sell. So I kind of like it. So this one could be a fun one. Really interesting ticker, SBET, SharpLink Gaming. Yeah. See how they're bringing in the orders? Look at the tiering into the orders right there. Oh, we got more. Oh, look, we had a flash of bid coming into the book for a second there. So we had a large order come in that got eaten. Do you, Ben? I use almost the same watch list every day, right? So I don't really look at like gappers or anything like that or tickers. Like I'm not even really worried about that. I basically just trade futures. So I really just don't do that as much. So that's cool that we have it every day. If it sets up this, I mean, this is really nice. I also added what was it, Mara recently too. If you know, I've noticed a couple of these tickers are setting up really with that. But what's SharpLink Gaming do? Do you know? You got it, Ben. Really, like, looks like we're selling a bit here. Anytime we buy on YM, we're absorbing. So I'm still feeling pretty good about this position. All right. So Amazon didn't work. Oh, God, this chart looks horrible. There we go. That's a little better. Anytime you see we went up here to buy and there's a really large sell that got absorbed and then we swept up and then sold. So if you're looking at Amazon now, like watch this. So it went the wrong direction first off, right? Like if you wanted to play an S3 buy, if you know my pivot system, then the sweep is very, very important. So we're working on building the additional nuance into the coding. This is maybe a better example of what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Hold on. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Some good selling there. Right here. So really, if I'm doing my play for the S3 buy, right, I want to open and I want to come down to S3 and then buy. I don't want to go up and then down, right? Because then we're sweeping the sell side in order to get to the buy side. So when this opened, it went up first and went to premium, then came down. So it looks like we went up for, you know, and went into a large order and then started selling down. Now let's get our chutes and ladders on real quick and let's read the VPA on this one. Right. So what does this opening bar, let's go to the room on this one. Participation points here. Help me out here. I'm also going to do, I thought of a nice incentive for everyone. Give me a thumbs up if you think this would be a good incentive. I want to start running like some kind of a poll or some kind of a thing in the room for you guys. And as a reward for that, I will give you a free hour of mentoring with me, like a one-on-one session. Is that something that like you think would bring keep y'all coming in here if I would you know, offer to everyone a free hour of my time just to help you go through your trade book, help you go through like volume, anything you could want. We can talk. You can just talk with me. We could just talk psychology and stuff like that. So, okay. So I like that idea. Okay, so maybe you know I could do some kind of a drawing or something like every Friday or something like that at Friday at like 11:50 or something like that. I could try and do some kind of a drawing and select somebody. And then you know and then you will be able to come onto that. So I have to figure out how to do that drawing. And the way to do that to get to the right person, don't email me for God's sakes, because I don't want to get blasted on that one. But I have to figure out a way. How does Andrew do his drawings in here? I forget. And there's got to be some way maybe I'll create some kind of a link or something that I can do. I'll talk to Carlos about it. So I'll try and get that set up here pretty soon. Hopefully maybe I think he has a program for it or something. So I'll ask Carlos what they're using. So I'll try and get something set up soon, so that I can do that for y'all. Maybe I can try and get it up in the next couple of days, and we can do our first one this Friday. But it's gonna, so hopefully, incentivize y'all to keep coming and hanging out with me. Man, buying again, huh? What a pain in the butt the sticker's being to me right now. That was really nice selling, and here we go again, buying. I think YouTube really wants me to have I think the market wants me to have a red day for y'all today. So it's okay. I don't mind. We'll have a red day today if necessary. Oh, sorry. I looked on the wrong ticker. Hold on. I'll show you guys. Here we go. Look at this silly thing. Am I still in the other one, or did I get stopped out of the 2K? I'm still in 2K. So I've got the one trade that was a stop. I'm still in trade number 2. And then I'm just holding this one, doing nothing while holding trade number 3. So look at Amazon. All right, so yeah, Amazon. So back to Amazon. I got distracted. So Amazon, let's play our chutes and ladders. So speaking of participation, this is what got me sidetracked. Sorry. So now that I got that, participate with me, because I like it when y'all do this with me. What does this opening, everyone in here, give me a hand if you do not know what an MOO order is. Does anyone here not know what MOO orders are? I don't want to talk for like 15 minutes or 5 minutes on a. All right. Okay. Great. Moo. No, not that. All right. So, when anybody have a job where you had a 401k and every quarter you got to make your stock selections on what you got to buy or got to sell? And humorous, the answer is maybe. Right now, I'm so busy in the mornings with Peak Capital and with Bear Bull Traders and then my private mentoring. I just don't get enough interactions off of that to make it worth it. But I like doing it, but it just really doesn't pull enough. Like my numbers really don't go from it. So, okay. So most of you have had that whole MOO order thing, or so you've experienced it and you don't even know it. So when you're going in and you're making those stock selections on what you want to buy or you want to sell, those go to a broker, right? So, oh, humor is sad. Like I said, I will, but I need, so next month I don't have Peak for a month, right? So hopefully next month I'll be able to get back into it. So I'll try because I want to make you happy, and only you, actually. You're the only one I care about. So, all right, ADHD, focus, activate. So whenever you go or you call your Schwabi guy, right, or you do something like that, what happens is they will ask you a question, right? So, okay, I want to sell all of these then, and they will ask you, when do you want your orders executed? Right? Most people, right, when you say, how would you like your orders executed, right, the answer to that question will be whenever. Right? You don't really care and you don't want to pay the fees on it. So what you will do is you will allow them to execute them the next day. So they go in there and they put sell at open, right? Or market on open, right? So what happens basically at your MOO candle is basically all of the orders that have been cashed from the entire previous day. Your MOO candle is a very, very solid glimpse into what the market thought yesterday, not today, right? The response to the MOO candle is what the market thinks today. This is why you want to wait a couple candles, right? So what happens is every institution, Royal Bank of Canada, Charles Schwab, Merrill Lynch, right? All the 401k portfolio managers, everything across the board, all of these MOO orders are getting fired out. Now, let me bridge that into what is called an MOC order, or market on close. If you elected and said, I want my order executed today, and I don't want to wait for tomorrow, then they can hit a button that says execute immediately or execute at close, right? And it's different costs and commission tiering for each one of those, right? So when you see the big hit in the last 5 to 10 minutes of the day, those are the institutional market on close orders firing. When you're watching the opening candle, you're watching the institutional's market on opens, right? Everything that's been cached from the previous day that's been held on server side waiting to get executed at the open, right? But again, it's not an example of what's happening today. It's actually an example of what everyone was thinking yesterday. So now that we've covered that, and based upon that, that glean of information, right? What can we say? All right, so I'm out of 2K. That ended up being a loser. So what can we say on this opening candle here, right? What are we going to glean on that? What's this MOO candle say what we thought about yesterday on Amazon? What did we think Amazon was yesterday? MOO candle. What did we think yesterday? If the opening candle, the MOO candle, market on open candle, what was people's generic thought on the market at the open? Negative, right? It was negative, right? Though it was a very bearish open. We had a large engulfing candle that closed relatively low with a lot of volume. So now, what was the response to that MOO candle? Sorry, I meant to go back. Let's see what the response is. As we come back up to offer this area of premium at the top, and we pull back up, what is the response to that? Do we buy? No, right? The response to that big sell was not buying, right? It was very weak, fractional, small volume. And then we find our biggest selling. Where do we find our biggest volume? Right at the top on a big sell candle. So this is confirmation, right? We had a very weak open, and then we went to premium and found a seller. At this point, we're a sell, right? It would be very unusual for this candle to be anything other than a sell, right? So we then go and we make a new low through the bid here, and again, we start to liquidate. We reoffer the open price, and we find more selling, right? And now anytime we make lows, right? Look at this candle right here. Big engulfing, the reoffer, selling, 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 selling. Nothing but red candles closing lower. Anytime we buy, what kind of candle do we get when we buy? Are we getting any volume? Are we getting buyers that are actually buying? Or are we just reoffering to try and engage more sellers? We reoffered to engage more sellers. And the response? Selling. Right? So, and that's what we did. Now, this is why I say this isn't a bounce at this point. Do you see a reversal signal down here that would insinuate that we've engaged buyers in some capacity? I hate the way these buttons come in the way. It still looks like we're going to continue to the downside to me, right? Our last big volume was just on an engulfing sell, but at no point have we had ignited with buying at any point in this chart, right? So for me, Amazon is still a sell. Boom. Anyway, I mean, I wouldn't, it's a higher, wider range, so I would have trouble shorting here because my expectation is probably just to chop around yesterday close on this one, but still a sell. All right, let's go back to old M2K and let's show you guys my, what? What happened here? Did that flip me into like a little bit of a long there? Oh, well, it was very small, like 50 bucks. Screw it. All right, so as you can see here, 2 losers. And now I'm still holding MYM. So really would like this one to work out. If not, I'm going to be done trading for the day. I'll take 3 losers and call it done. So be my first red day in 2 months. Boo. Nice, Ben. That's baller though. Show me those beautiful losers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's quite a few people in Peak that use my cam system. You know, it really just depends on, you know, one of the things you have to kind of go with is, you know, I am a range trader, and I'm what I would consider to be like a classic day trader, like a classical style day trader. I'm not really a scalper. I don't really read price action. I don't really read price action so good. You know what I mean? So for me, it's more important to augment by utilizing range statistics. So that's what my entire right now I'm down about what 2 losses. So I'm down 500 bucks because I'm at 250 risk right now. Nav. What? I don't think that's necessary. So I can take a maximum of 4 losses, and then I will lock out. So I have a 1K maximum loss. No problem. But yesterday I hit 3 trades yesterday, all for positive targets. Right. So yesterday but I also mirror across multiple accounts as well. So I will go for about $1,000 on my winners. I'm going for about $1,000 on my winners, 800 to $1,000 on my losers. I don't want to lose more than 200 or 250. And I'm replicating that across multiple accounts. So right now I'm 4 active accounts now, including my personal IBKR. So I want that. So if this trade hits, for instance, I'm in 16 contracts right now of MYM. You can see it on the screen. I'm up about $200 on it. So I was up about 500, I think, at one point. And I've lost 2 trades. Yeah, of course. Let me finish the coin book map here real quick. Coin sold very well before and is reoffering, but it's being absorbed. I think it could go back for its lows again, but right now buying is pretty decent. Let's go back for MES. So we're just not getting the move today. Today is just not it's just not really a really working day for me, unfortunately. 2K got me. Really nice calls, and my profit target was literally right down here on this one. I just missed my target. I almost cut it when it broke through trend, but I tell you guys, if you look at my stats on hitting targets, you'll know why this just doesn't bother me at all. My stats right now, by the way, on like I've done more in 2 months than I used to do in my entire year. You know what I mean? So yesterday alone, I did incredibly well. Um, I can't no, I don't take any partials. I just go one in and one out, and I try and run as much of the ATR as possible. I know this is gonna be like a little messed up. If y'all will just stick with me, maybe a little, I shouldn't say it that way. If y'all will stick with me, I will be more elaborate about how much I make in the future, but I am in the middle of a dissolution of marriage right now. So I really don't want to get too specific on how so if y'all will just, because it's on YouTube and it's recorded every day. So if y'all will just kind of like, I'm sorry, I love y'all. But so I don't want to get too too specific on all that stuff. Yeah, I know it's a thing, but it literally like like how much I can make every day is like literally potentially broadcasted every day. And right now I'm trying to figure some stuff out. So won't say it again though. All right. So anyway, oh man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's not a limit. It split filled it on me for some reason. So I actually have two stops that are here. No, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be drawn out, and I mean, I won't get too into the depths of the whole thing, but it's a thing. But what are you gonna do? Do you have an updated pivot sheet file? A new one you showed today is different than the one. If you go to the indicators website on TradingView, that's there. Much love. Thank you. So someday I will explain to everybody. Like it was pretty interesting, but I guess it's not. My problem is I'm an oversharer. So I have to do my best not to like overshare with that whole situation, because it's not a good thing or appropriate for YouTube, but it's a thing. This is toss here. We're recoding the toss ones. But yes, I do. Is MAU a long? Maybe. Oh. Um, Maybe back to 110. I wouldn't expect much more than that. I think it's going to sell. Like the order structure to 108 looks significantly better than the order structure above 110, but it may need to offer 110 first, which I guess VWAP's right there. That VWAP algorithm is real on MU. Hey, what's up, bros? Yeah. So ES overshot the range a little bit and is now back up above S3 or S4, and since we're in a neutral range, or a fairly neutral range, it's significantly more flexible in its calls. For me, I wouldn't go long here, for the record. I don't think we're going to rally here. We offered up and then sold like crazy. And since we've been buying back up, our volume has tanked to the downside. So I really don't think this is a rally. I just think we hit ATR low, basically. We ran out our entire downside today and then we bounced. But I actually do not think we're along on the market at all. I think we closed very red today. I mean, it's been like what, 13 or 14 days of making highs. I mean, this thing has to sell off at some point, right? doesn't it? Doesn't it have to sell off at some point, people? No, no, it doesn't. Oh, I didn't know it doesn't. Good grief. So yeah, come on, let's go. Get down here. Well, the market was engineered to go up. You know what I mean? It is highly incentivized to go up. So, but it does need to correct for healthy upward movement. Yeah, I would be QQQ back to the lows. Yeah. You know, it needs to ebb so it can flow nicely, or else we just get stuck. I mean, the ATRs on the SPY and the Q stink right now because we're just stuck up here. All right, so this is where we found volume before, right here, right to the downside. So I'm looking right here. If we blast through this level, we should be good to go. Well, we should rocket right back to the open. If we go to the open, I don't see why we buy again. So then I think we get a juicy target. I'd like to get somewhere between 800 and a K out of this one. It'll completely offset all of my losses and still put me up about 500 or 600 bucks on the day. Right? So that's kind of what we're looking for here. So this is how we stay green consistently, right? Which is not over trading when the market is struggling and giving too much or getting too aggressive and coming outside of your play system, right? You got to stay in, you got to stay focused and stick to your rules and your plays. And if you can reproduce that, it will reward you for your indifference. You know what I mean? The market rewards indifference. If you don't care whether it wins or loses, you're going to make money. As soon as you start caring about it, man, that's when things really get funny. All right, we made it low and we closed low through that level. I would expect a bit of a squeeze here for a reoffer. But if we get a really nice hard liquidation, that would be amazing. So look, we held right off of this low. See what I mean? Let's hit that with a line real quick just for the fun of it. That low right there, look how it hit that low and bounced, right? So watch the response to that bounce and let's see what happens. Do we bounce and close engulfing? Or do we, ooh, that was a pop. There goes, look at that. That was interesting. So let's see what happens on this candle. This really shouldn't close engulfing, right? It kind of closed indecisive. So let's see what happens here. Do they buy it? And how strong is this buy? Or does it sell down? The trading view cams are coded to my exact specifications. The toss cams are very close, but they don't quite factor in all of the criteria quite as accurately. And toss doesn't call as well either. Like you can't get the you know, but this is my calculation in its best form. And it's the most flexible across all the varied products. What you got, JT? Can you explain what the key spots that you look for at Bookmap and instantly make a judgment? I don't instantly make a judgment based upon Bookmap. Bookmap for me is just like it's a win, right? So are we buying or are we selling? That's what Bookmap gives me. All of my decisions are based on my cams. So if we're like, for instance, I got short here because we had a really strong buy, but the volume for me was low for such a big candle. We then had indecision on what I thought was very high volume for such a small candle. So when we made that new low, I went short and then ran my stop above the high. Right? Since I'm being a little delicate on this position because I was already down 2, I ran my stop a little wider. So, but right now, it really looks like we're moving down significantly better than we're moving up. Anytime we try and move up, we just chop and stair step all the way up. And then we move down within a few minutes and then stair step up for like an hour and then move down in a couple of minutes. This feels distributionary to me. So I think I'm good on this one. And the thing is I don't want to cut this one early, right? Because I already took 2 full losses, right? So if I cut this one early, like even right now, like I could cut this right now and I'd be up for the day like $50 or $60. Right, but I don't want to be up the day $50 or $60. I want to be up the day like $300 to $500 since it's a weak performance day. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting to make a lot of money today. I'm just kind of looking to make sure I'm a little bit green, or just a little bit red. You know what I mean? Because I had a great day yesterday, right? While I was traveling, I had an amazing trading day yesterday, right? This is the only position I'm in right now is YM. So this is Dow Jones. I feel like the industrials were a sell today. I was watching 2K and YM. I'm out of the 2K for 2 losses. And I'm holding Dow right now. So, and we are finding a buy. So I still like this position a whole lot though. No, not anymore. I was. Now I'm short. What I actually got a beautiful short on 2K. It just didn't hit my target. It came back and stopped me out. So humorous. So in this instance, so there's 3 things that I'm looking for when or it's 4, my whole trading system basically splits. So like I wrote a book, right? How to day trade. No, I'm kidding. A complete day trading system, right? So my book, you can kind of see how there's some coloring in the tabs. It splits into where, when, and how, right? And that's how that's kind of how I approach things, right? So my cams give me the where, right? R3, S3, you know, it's a little verbose to explain that whole thing, but hopefully read the book or watch some of my courses. You can kind of get the overall on that one, right? So I have like a where I'm looking to get short. I want to get short where I expect to see selling, right? I expect to sell where it sells from, right? So now that I know kind of where I want to see it sell from, I need it to be in that area. So that's my where, right? So my when is a state of being, right? So in this instance, when I look at YM looks like it's distributing, right? So I want to be short on a ticker that I believe is distributing, right? So again, selling, right? So I like the idea of selling YM because YM seems to be distributing, right? So, okay, so that's my when, you know, I want to sell. So now I have a location with that. Now the how comes in, right? Which is how you actually take the trade. And this for me is patterning basically, right? So for me, what I'm looking for to enter this trade, right, is I'm looking for what we call an isolated pivot of some sort, right? So this very large engulfing candle on what I consider to be slightly lower volume than it should have for that move, then the indecision and the new low. I can hit that area right there and throw my stop up here and get a very nice RVR, right? And then as you can see, after I got in, I really didn't have a retest sense, right? It really holds this pivot level very, very well. So that's my principal entry method, right? I'm looking for this, the indecision, then when it makes that new low, I'm going to hit this stop and then put my stop up above the high of day or whatever this is. In this case, I couldn't get my stop above high of day, right? Because we were reoffering here, not high of day. So, but if this comes up through here, then, you know, I'll just be done. But it would have been nice to run above high of day, but it never got high enough. I technically have 4 trades. So, because after 4 trades, no winning trade that I take will really offset my losses. So at that point, obviously something's weird with the market because I'm not hitting. So I'll just definitely stop, but I don't want to take any more after this. So we'll just call this a losing day here in a bit. Red day is upon us. But look how it bounced right off of that low, right back up to the seller. So we must be ping-ponging between a buyer and a seller. That's my entry signal, the isolated pivot. That's my entry signal. What do you think about the book, man? I still like the book better than the downside. I think we're going to sell. Still feel good about this trade. You know? My pleasure, humorous. Now, there's a lot of ways you can enter that. Like, you know, you can use MA crosses, humorous, or like MACD stuff. You could use trend lines. You can use anything, right? The how is the part. like I feel like there's certain things we should always agree on, right? And that's the cams. They're buying ranges and selling ranges. They're just places we want to do those actions because it incentivizes us, right? But it is true, bros, right? So, but the how is like, it's how you spice it. You know what I mean? It's that little bitty adjustment that you make to make it fit your personality, right? Maybe you like scalping, right? Maybe you're like me, you don't like scalping, so you'd rather just hold a while and you're more okay with taking a couple of losses as a result. Like it's not, it just really kind of fits, you know what I mean? The vast majority use some of my traders all use the exact same system I do, but they do not manage their entry exit criteria the same way. I have some of them that are going for 3R, some that are going 4R. I have a few of, the crazy ones still partial every now and again. For the most part, we're all using very similar entry and exit concepts, but or management on the risk side. But the way they get in or the way they get out is always quite a little bit their own. I'm always trying to encourage my traders to find that edge piece that helps them really read that price action to get in, whatever lets the price lead them. For some people, they like trend lines a lot. So you can read a trend failure. I really like VPA and then just cams. As you can see, I don't have VWAP or moving averages. I don't draw trend lines. I'm a range trader, right? So all I care about is if it makes a new high and I'm going for the low. Until it does one or the other, I'm not wrong, right? Because I've already established a range and it needs to break that range for me to be wrong. So until it breaks the range, I'm here, right? But because of that, I hold for very long periods of time for my trades. For some of you, this may be a great thing for you, especially if you're very busy, right? And you're like, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, right? Or a stay-at-home dad. And you're hanging around with the kiddos and chasing rugrats around all day, but you want to make a little extra income, a few hundred extra bucks a week just to help pay some groceries or something, right? Take a little plate off your partner, which is always very kind that, you're going to be doing that plus doing that, right? So these are the kind of like strategies that can really help with that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because you can put a position on, run the bracket, and literally, like, I don't have, like, if I wasn't talking to you, I wouldn't be here, right? I don't need to be, right? This trade has it has a risk management. It has a stop. It has a target, right? They're going to autofill each other. Once they're done, it's done. I could literally just come back at the end of the day, right? Yeah, I'm a stay-at-home dad I'm a stay-at-home dad and have the kids. So how about that? Winning. So I have a someone who comes to the hizzy, which, by the way, highly recommend. So so for those of you who don't know, who are newer to the channel, my daughter is nonverbal and has autism. So she and then I have a son, they're 13 and 14. My daughter I don't have in school anymore because I actually withdrew her from school and hired my own staff. I hired her own therapist as well as a BCBA to oversee the therapist. So now every day from 8 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Allie has a full-time therapist in-house working with her every day and is taking her on like out to the store and working on her with her speech and she's like really starting to accelerate. It's really cool. Like we've been seeing some major development in her in the past like month or so. So we're so excited about that. So that's really working. So yeah, but it's great because now I can stay at home like I already do, work from home, get all of my stuff done in the day, and then I'm done at 3 o'clock. I just walk downstairs and take over. I got my girly. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of fun. So, and then my son, of course, is in middle school here in the States. And he's about to start eighth grade. So, I mean, good grief. Can you believe that? Eighth grade, I have an eighth grader. You know what I mean? He's gonna be in high school next year. It's wild. Getting old. Look at these grays. Look at these grays. Oh, Ben, look at these grays. I am located in Northeast Florida, a little the little oldest town in the country called St. Augustine. MES has a really strong order at 63340, and that is like it, man. Nice. I used to live in Sarasota. I worked in Sarasota on Main Street for a while. Options trading platform is there, called Obsidian. That was the options trading platform I was a tech person for. I was right on Main Street in Sarasota. There is a sandwich shop on that street. I can't remember its name right now off the top of my head. I think it's called like Main Street Deli or something like that, or Main Street Sandwich Shop. I think it's kind of a generic name. Oh my God, that place was so good. Yeah, book is on Amazon. Yeah, I'll do a little rollout here in a minute. This RVOL indicator, still trying it, but it's just called RVOL. And I forget who makes it, because it's not one of mine. The farmer's market there is amazing. Go to the Red Barn, then that's the deal. Man, this market's being annoying. Can't keep this market down, man. So, I mean, I think with Powell coming out and just being super bland on things, I just think the market's like, what was the term I heard? It was skeptically, how do you say that word? Skeptic, like you're a skeptic. Skeptically, I think that's it. Skeptically optimistic. Like I'm cautious skepticism. Yes, Deesh. Much better. Cautious skepticism. I like that. Like they're just like we all know it's too high, right? But we're not like ready to sell yet either, because we're kind of like, I mean, it's been going up, so it could kind of keep going up. So maybe it'll just kind of keep going up, right? So no one who has bought is quite right, like you quite ready to like sell. Like they're not like really ready to buy either, which is why we've been chopping so much. But we're also just not quite ready to sell. And we have a long time before this contract expires, right? So people can be cautiously optimistic, with cautious skepticism, right? That's pretty fun. Well, whatever this market is, it's a pain in my butt. It's a really good trades though, too. That's the worst thing, by the way, is when you do really good trades and you don't make money. Like you feel really good. Like I'm like, I like every trade that I took today. I look why I got in. I like how I got into them. I like how I managed them. I like my thought process. I like everything about it. It just didn't make money today. So it's just like but I can look back and look at the order book and see some reasons why I don't think it did. I mean, the day's not over. I mean, we're in the right spot. I still feel very good about this position, and I definitely think it can sell. I think it's gonna sell. So, I mean, all the signs are there. It looks like it's distributionary. And I think lots of things are in the right spot, but we just don't have the volume. Right, Deesh? My bare arm is tingling, but we just haven't had it yet. Perma bear status activate. So we got to keep an eye on that. But So as we wrap up here to the last hour here, I want a couple of reminders out there. A, if you would like to trade with me and trade with me weekly in the mornings during the opens to hear me actually talk about the MOO order and the volume and tell you, is it buying and is it selling? And you want to hear that live. I only trade live in 2 places, my private mentoring and Peak Capital. My private mentoring has an extremely long wait list right now. Peak Capital is still signing people up. So you may want to come in and check that out and hang out with us. I'm on every Tuesday and Thursday. I trade with Peak Capital, and we still have signups going now. There's a link above that's been pinned. Also, if you're interested in understanding my system a little bit more, A Complete Day Trading System is the book. We have shared that link. And lastly, on the next couple of days, I am going to be doing a promotion. I'm going to try and get a link put together and try get some engagement for a free hour of mentoring with me. So if you'd like to sit down with me, go through your trading strategy, go through some different things, talk psychology, whatever you want, I'm going to have that available to you. So thank you very much for the likes, the subscriptions, maybe some shares every now and again, right? And if you have any questions, come by tomorrow. It is Wednesday, so we will have Dr. V on for another credible session doing that. So much love to everybody. I hope you all have a great rest of your trading day. And as always, keep it green.